Hello, hello, and welcome to our possibly, most likely, last session of Overarm. Waka waka ding dong. Where's Discord? I don't know. Beep beep, am I a robot?
Congrats, you found Discord.
I found Discord.
You did it.
Am I a robot or am I good?
You
Fine.
did.
Alright, excellent. Alright, since all the Discord bots are dead, we're playing chill in-between music.
Too
Oh,
bad
no.
you have to wait, like, what, 3 more months or something for YouTube's own thing to come out?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to listen to ads while we're doing this. Hell yeah,
Oh,
boy!
yeah, ads.
Oh, great.
They're totally going to improve my immersion.
Super excited. I'm here to be immersed, baby.
I actually don't get ads because I have an add-on. I wonder if it works in Discord as well.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if it worked in Discord, yeah.
Hopefully.
I'm sure they'll add something to it. You can add add-ons to Discord as well, so...
That would be hilarious. Yeah, Discord is like, hey, we're connecting YouTube to Discord. Everyone's like, boo, and they're like, oh, Discord now has mods. Oh, okay, interesting. First one is an ad blocker. Yes.
Gimme.
Give them
I mean,
please.
Discord already has mods.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's, what's it called? Creator mode, I think?
Oh.
Which basically allows you to edit anything in Discord.
Ah,
And you can add add-ons for that. I
Well,
used
I-
to do it for smaller sized fonts, I believe, but they
Very
added
cool.
it, so don't need to anymore.
interesting. All right, well, anywhoots, we shall pick up from where we last left off. Does anyone remember what that was?
Nope.
What we were doing?
Nope.
We just came back from a hole.
Yes. Judging by everyone's anno points, I would say that most likely just came back from a fight as well.
And the store was burnt down.
Indeed.
It's fine. I can make a new one with bread.
Exactly.
I guess that is a question. Mario, is this place insured?
Of course it is.
Uh,
Every business has to be insured.
Does it have to be, or does it benefit the
Nah.
business owner?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they have to be insured, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like a bare limit. So I would assume Mario has like the absolute lowest.
Yeah,
So he can just fix
Building
everything himself.
itself,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Excellent.
Just
The
feed Luigi a whole bunch and then
machines.
have him remake the building.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the machines and chairs and tables probably aren't insured though, but...
I mean, let's be completely honest. Luigi could literally just eat the garbage that was made from blowing the building up and just spit this same part back out.
I mean, the basic walls have to at least be real.
Yeah.
Because people are going to watch the building being repaired.
Yeah, I mean, bread will eventually, one would think, get moist.
Oh, please stop.
Hey, this is bread physics. I'm not trying to be gross.
Please stop.
This is a mature
I'm-
bread-based podcast.
Please.
YouTube
I've made
channel,
things that
whatever.
aren't bread.
Exactly, like guns that are made of bread, except not. Anyway, as I mentioned, this is probably going to be our last session for Overarm, so prepare, do what you will do, and if you want to specifically do anything, please let me know. But, yes, you guys all got back. You basically discussed shit went down. Buildings no longer on fire. Obviously, your friends and whatnot, you guys popped out, essentially fixed everything. So the floor is your guys's. Whatever you wish to do. You know what the problem is. Mr. Man has 2 of the core anima. There's only 1 left, which we have not yet met. But until then... ... Pause for dramatic effect.
It is I, the core anima.
We all
Hello,
die.
Victor. It has been me this entire time. Greetings, friend.
Dun dun dun.
Alright, what shall we do?
Good question. I
Best
think we didn't know what to do. Aside from getting rid of the guy.
That is indeed an option. In character, you
Problem is, how do we
guys
find him?
quickly discussed it. Obviously difficult to nail anything down, but up to y'all, of course. Immediately, I guess, what are our actions? Are we going to rest? Are we going to go speak with people? Anything in particular?
I think it's resting time and then hunt down the dude.
Okay.
Meat man.
Yeah.
Kind of have
Sure.
to deal with him pretty quick.
We'll go
Now we've
ahead
gotta have to
and
call his insurance company.
Yes, well, let's roleplay Mario on the phone waiting for insurance. Let me see if I can simulate a semi-popular song from the 2000s played through a phone. And every like, I don't know, 30 seconds it cuts out for a second because it just can't hit that note. You think someone answered, but they didn't. It's just the thing freaking out and you're like, yes, and then it just goes like just trying to play the song still. I hate that shit so much. I love being on hold forever. Alright, yeah, so X number of days, 1 day, etc. has passed. Everyone is healed to full. You get all your anima points back. As per, oops, you have more than that, you fat boy. There we go. God.
Oh.
The Kacherub is quite thick, I will say.
You better be.
He's a thick lad.
He is the thickest of lads.
I am
Alrighty.
artillery. So.
What are our meta plans? What are we doing?
Hunt down the guy.
Okay.
Do we want to like find the third core anima and just kind of like chill there because he has to come eventually?
Yeah, we could do that.
I mean, we know that he'll follow us in. So that's how we found the second one.
And we also assume that he has to go through a door we made, apparently. Or someone else made, rather, because he can't get in for whatever reason.
They don't let him in.
They don't like him.
Wonder why. Alright, so we seem somewhat torn on what to do next. Victor will break any ties, although there's 3 of you, so I guess he would just cause a tie. So he will not be voting.
Shut up, Victor.
Exactly. Luca,
Yeah.
what are we doing? What dost thou vote? Tony hath spoken.
What did Tony say?
Really? Ignore what Tony said. Luca, what do you want to do? So his opinion does not interact with yours.
Like a normal sister.
Precisely. Totally, he's like, we should do this, 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 this. I'm sorry, were you talking? You're role-playing Luca very well.
She's going through a rebellious phase.
No, I think we should go fight the thing. Or lure the dude. Go to the thing, lure the dude.
Okay, you want to go in and lure him in.
Yeah, are we ready to fight? I mean, there's nothing else we can do, right?
I don't think we can talk to Mr. Cool Merchant Dude. Kind of out of money.
Unless you
Well,
want to use the money from your insurance. How much did you get? Like 5k?
but yes, regarding that, if you guys wanted to buy more things, we'll say
Oh, you're cute, hub.
what?
Amount of money,
Yeah, exactly. You want money?
maybe?
You Durgus, do you have the PDF open?
No.
Okay, go ahead and pop that bad boy open. We'll say, oh my god, I don't know how much you guys have. We'll say a few days.
Nothing.
Yeah, probably nothing. Mute for a second, sure. Maybe we'll say a couple days pass while you guys are discussing plans and such. Obviously, you have school. I guess on that note, this is specifically to Tony and Luke. Are you guys skipping school? Or are you guys still going to school? Or are you putting all your focus on this?
I mean, I probably have to keep going
Probably.
because of the team.
Okay.
I mean, we would be forced by our uncle to go to school, probably.
Yeah, but priorities. So I guess. How does Luke and Tony feel about that?
I mean, I'm cool skipping, but I shouldn't.
Okay. Wow. Damn. The world's gonna end. Ah, my grades. Luke has come so far.
No, might
At
need to
this
stay on the
point in
team.
time, Tony would probably be in like that last half year where he doesn't really need to go to school because it's all formalities and whatnot, and preparing for like the finals.
That makes sense. I also like to think that.
Yeah, see, they
Louis-
said that we could do that at my high school and we had to go anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I also like to think that Luigi said, I'm gonna be muted for a moment, and Mario said, I'm so proud. Luigi's like, sorry guys, I gotta mute my mic. Which just sounds like precisely. Alright then. So what we can say that a few days have indeed passed, which means all y'all get some payday. Go ahead and each of you add Tony and Luca add 120, and then Mario add 150.
Oh, the shop burned down and we made bank.
You don't need to worry about repairing it. You are children.
Plus 120.
Yes.
Math is hard.
How much do you currently have?
135.
Alright.
See, it's easy for me because I had nothing.
Yeah, here we go. Perfect.
Just spend it all.
I think so, Mario. All right, cool. If you guys wish to purchase things, I can bring back the merchant whom you can roleplay with, or you can just let me know you're buying things. Whatever y'all want to do.
Did he even have anything I wanted anymore?
I mean, he has HP and AP regenerative items, which are probably useful.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Up to you, though, of course. But yes, the PDF is there. If you guys want to buy something, you can say that you have purchased it throughout some span of time, whatever that may be.
Where's the PDF again?
I don't know where you put it. Here, you know what? Easiest way to do this is go to your Google.
Yeah, it
Click,
should
click,
be
click.
somewhere in Discord as well.
Google.
No, you're there. Okay, see those little squares in the corner? Click those.
What squares?
The squares in the corner next to your name.
You mean for recently visited sites?
Nope. I'll wait for you to stop playing your game. Come on.
I'll find it, help. Leave me alone.
Oh my god. Okay, someone's being rude. If you guys don't have access it, go to your Google Drive. And any Google Doc that you click on will be automatically saved there. So, as long as it's not deleted, which it's not, it will always be there. I'll wait for the birds to stop singing happy birthday. In the meantime, Tony, she's still singing. We couldn't hear her. I'm not sure how loud it actually was.
Yeah, we couldn't hear anything.
Just throw a blanket on her. That's actually really cute. That we're just like, I'm gonna sing happy birthday now. I guess in the meantime, school-wise, Tony, are you doing anything in particular while you're preparing for all this? I mean, we can say that the three of you are all looking for ways to get in, or planning on, the best area, best location, etc., things like that.
Like I would probably be brainstorming with the guys that have now been included in the bullshit
Okay.
on ways to get rid of him, like without killing him straight up.
Okay.
Because as far as Tony knows, he doesn't have any way of stopping him basically.
Fair. Would you say you guys had any interesting conversations, or was it kind of just chatting? Did you guys come to any conclusions? That could theoretically be a very long conversation. So
It's like mostly spitballing potential things that might be possible. Like none of the except for Leonard, the other two don't have their anima yet, so
Okay.
you can't really test anything, really.
Fair
And
enough.
Leonard's anima is still like developing.
Your friends, are they like you, where they want to lean more towards the side of caution and say maybe we can talk him down, maybe we can seal him, or because they're not really in the situation, they've not really touched it, are they more just kill him?
Wait, are we inviting our friends along?
No, I'm Tony had a discussion with his friends since they're aware of what's happening. I'm just wondering what's the mood of Tony's friends?
They do realize that this is in fact real life, so they don't want to kill him. They
Okay.
see the issue with that, but considering what's going on, they agree that it probably
A
if it
possibility.
comes to it, it might have to be that way.
Fair enough. They're mature.
Yes, but they're more so interested in finding ways to circumvent the entire bullshit of having to kill someone. If
Excellent.
not possible.
I can live with that.
But they don't have any, point of reference, so to speak, so.
And then your friends, Luca. How about them?
Well, they personally had their minds invaded.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably on the same wavelength I am.
Which is?
If he dies, he dies.
Okay. He dies. Perfect.
I must break you.
It's not my fault. I hit you really hard in the head with a baseball bat, and you just didn't get up.
Yeah.
Just be
exactly.
tougher.
I
Thought you'd
you
have
could
more
give Empire
HP than that.
question.
All right. Should have put more points of defense, idiot. God, he doesn't know what the meta is. Alrighty, fair enough. Are your birds still
Imagine
serenading you?
using 2 core anima, not having all your stats maxed.
All right, a dungus. Is Mario still being serenaded? I guess that is one fun thing. Having a bird, you can just be sitting there, and then suddenly they just like rip out into song for no reason. I'm gonna be tweeting this for an hour. I hope you like it.
She's
say,
still singing, but I don't
is-
think you can hear her.
I don't hear anything right now.
I don't hear anything. Yeah. If is she not right now?
It's just constant happy birthday, yeah.
Is it someone's birthday?
No.
Was it someone's birthday? Was it someone's birthday relatively recently, or is
No.
it is? Well,
That's really cute.
whoever's birthday it is today, October 9th, Mario's birds are singing you happy birthday. So congratulations. I wish you a happy birthday.
Only one of them.
Only one of you out there. Only one person out there. You got to snatch that. You got to snatch it
Only
up.
one bird.
Only one bird. Sorry, one bird is singing it. Okay, there you go. One bird for one birthday. The first person to claim it receives cute bird birthday singing. That is something you normally have to pay for. Actually, I wonder if there's a service to like go to people's doors, like they pay and then have little birds sing them happy birthday. That would be adorable.
Probably.
I bet there is.
I bet there is a service for that.
There's a service for everything.
There is. There's a service for people singing it. So people are gross and weird. Birds are cute and weird,
True.
but they're cute. All right.
Birds can be gross. Sometimes.
Birds can be gross. I mean, when they're pooping, yeah, but like you expect it. If a person just does that, you're like, dude, bro, there's a bathroom. The bird's like,
Bro, come
aw,
on.
aw, he's pooping, but a lot. Okay, I'll clean up for you, sweetheart. Don't worry. I love you. Mario, how do you feel about the situation?
I mean, I think at this point he's probably just gotta die.
Okay. I would assume you'd have the most heartfelt is the wrong word, but you had the strongest response considering this was your place of business that was ransacked.
That's
Alrighty.
not even why. You're just crazy.
Just crazy, that works too. Alrighty, so the three of you sounds like almost unanimously we've agreed to go into the Mirage, bait him, and then defeat him there.
Sounds like-
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Where would we like to attempt this?
Was the
I mean, does
page
it actually
again?
matter?
Did you say hold on a second?
I
I'm
gotta
looking at
check
the
the
page
the
with all
items.
the items.
Oh yes, yeah. Realistically, you guys can check this whenever while we're figuring out where to go.
Which page was it again?
52, I believe. Yeah, 52. Basically 52, 53, and then down below is weapons. Or not weapons. You guys don't need weapons.
single
items and
use
relics,
relics.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there are relics,
Oh,
but they're
that's
kind of
not one.
expensive. You can also buy those. Yes, the relics are on 54 and 55. The weapons don't matter because y'all can just say, "I make a rifle made of
Alright.
bread," and I will go, "Okay."
I'll do it.
I mean, I'll let you. It's fun. It's hard to say no to that. All right, but I think what we've discussed is you guys assume the location does matter. So I will guys let you choose where you'd like to effectively summon this portal to the Mirage. Somewhere familiar, unfamiliar.
We could do it in the middle of the red zone.
The where?
The red zone where you release the rats. The
Oh.
junkyard, I think it was.
Where's my glasses? Oh, I hate that. I hit like one angle and there's like a fuzz. The worst. That is indeed a possibility. Luca and Mario.
I just asked. Does it matter?
I answered.
Then I don't care.
Rat place works for me.
All right, sounds good. The four of you, I would assume you're not inviting anybody.
No.
All right, double checking. We have Mr. Drifto boy.
Yeah. Could
You-
ask
you
him
can-
technically, but
You can invite him in.
Oh well.
Oh, he happened to die. Oop.
I mean, eventually
Did,
just come around and say, okay, fine, maybe, potentially.
Did my nemesis ever get back to us?
Regarding what?
Didn't I message her last time?
Mhm.
What did she say?
She's aware.
Did she Did it seem like she'd want to help?
Directly, maybe if you were to ask her, but you know, considering you guys aren't on the best terms, it'd be a little difficult.
I mean, I'm willing to ask.
Yeah, you'd have to go to her in person rather than say, "Hey, come help us kill this this god." And be like, "Okay, sure."
I mean, is she strong though?
She's had it long term, so she should be experienced.
Yeah, she's had it about as long as you have, Luca.
Yeah, but
And
has she
she's-
gone to the Mirage?
Don't know. We can always ask.
Has she been grinding? The ultimate question.
Obviously.
It's very
Well,
important.
That's entirely up to you. If you want to, you can, you know, ask to meet her somewhere, or we can just go straight to Ratville.
I'm going to use all my gold money thingies to
Okay.
buy Lotus Dust.
Lotus Dust. What does Lotus Dust do?
It fully restores my AP,
Ooh, very nice.
so I can actually go ham.
Excellent.
Maybe
All right.
potentially.
Only has one Lotus Dust.
All the HP stuff gives you debuffs unless you want to spend a lot.
Which ones?
The HP items. Like the drink, the pain reliever, the ration, all give you conditions on top of healing you. I can just spend
Okay.
more, but yeah. Poison 6, Silence 6, and Dazed 6.
You could probably use an anima ability to like detoxify it, I guess, but
Yeah. Which items are those? Where are they? Am
They're under the HP items section.
I blind? Oh god, I am blind. Holy shit. Wow,
They're
my
like right in the middle of it.
my brain just ignored the. There we go. Or you can just spend
The
more money and
HP item
get
section.
the med kit. It just bypasses it.
Yeah.
Or Splash
Oh,
Miracle.
Yeah. I'll get a Splash Miracle.
Hell yeah.
Actually, I was thinking I'd get a Splash Miracle.
All right. Can I drag items from character to character? I think I can. If you had Splash Miracle, Mario, I think I can throw it on Luca as well. Ooh, I'm gonna give it a cute little picture as well. With one of the
Okay.
recent updates, it added like 1,000 different icons. It's insane.
Give me a
As a-
second. I gotta look.
As I was going through these, they actually have like leather and rocks and just every item you can possibly imagine. Fantasy based, of course. Organized by like tiers. As I'm going through it, I'm like, oh my god, you could literally like design an MMO in Foundry if you wanted to.
where does it store these icons? In what map?
They should be stored in. They're everywhere, unfortunately.
'Cause, I mostly take the ones from the 5e systems.
Yeah,
icon
so
map.
that works. You can get them from. See, a lot of them are in the core data now. So if you go to core data and then you go to icons, there's a million there. Yeah, literally just core data, icons, and then there's consumables, commodities, magic, weapons, sundries, everything. A lot of it overlaps with the 5e stuff, so it's basically the same. But they have added a metric shit ton. But yes, 5e should have 99% of what you want anyway. It even has gun, my favorite 5e item.
Perfect.
Pistol. I'm a straight shoot-a-hoe.
All you need is gun.
All you need is a gun. And if you one gun not enough, then bread railgun. That's not enough, two bread
Ritual
railgun.
Dust.
Grab this thing. What does Splash Miracle look like, Mario?
There we go. What an icon.
I like it. You could like wear it as a little wristband.
It's like a little circle potion.
Yeah. Adorable. All right, you have that in your inventory now.
Sweet.
Is there no sub option for components?
For what?
Components?
Like magical
Like
components?
Magical components, basically. Like weird stuff.
They might not have added it yet, but it definitely the 5e section should have it. It's under Jesus. Oh yeah, you're in there. Commodities, consumables, yeah. It's not. It could be anywhere. It could be under sundries. It could be under creature parts. It could be under consumables. there's not really a magic section, which would make a lot of sense. All right, anyway, so Luca, yes or no to you? I almost said your friend. The girl.
Frenemy.
Sure.
Okay. With utmost confidence, Luca says, sure. Where would you like to meet her?
Oh, God.
You didn't
That's
think
really-
this far.
You asked me the tough questions, Hub. Is there any restaurants nearby her school that I might have been interested in?
Honestly, why not? Yeah. Near closer by her school are nicer restaurants and such. Not
I
like the
will,
nicest, but nicer.
Is the soup place from Anne Hart near her?
It's nearby, yeah. You guys could easily meet at the hotspot if you wanted to.
The hotspot.
Sure. The hotspot sounds good.
All right. We'll say you text Tiffany to say, "Hey, meet me at the hotspot. We need to talk."
Yeah.
All right. Is Mario and Tony joining?
Probably not.
Nah.
Alrighty.
I will give Kit a super good bath and give him a bow tie.
All right. Ooh, nice, wonderful. He's like doubly adorable. The
Yes.
person at the door goes to stop you and say, "Hey, no animals," and then he looks down and sees Kit, and they think again, "No animals," and then they see the bow tie, and Kit just gives him that look of like, "You can't say no to this face," and he's like, "Damn, I can't. I really can't." And anytime someone tells you like dogs aren't allowed here, they see Kit and they go, "Oh my god, he's so cute though."
And
So-
he's well
Real good boy.
behaved.
Exactly. He's super well behaved. Like he understands. He looks at them like, "Come on. You know I'm allowed here," and they go, "You're good."
The smuggest doggy grin ever.
Yes.
Precisely. All right, we will say you do indeed meet Tiffany there, Luca. You tell her to meet you at like 1-ish, and then when you take a step in, you actually see that she's already waiting at one of the tables.
Oh God, I was gonna pre-order a snack. Damn it. So I'll approach the table.
Okay.
Nervously sit down. Hi.
She turns to you as you go to sit across from her, and she goes, "Hello, Luca."
Is her dog with her?
Ronnie is not with her currently.
All right.
I just have him there because he's cute.
Kit will bounce up to her and yip once and wag his tail.
It is incredibly adorable, and once again, she goes to kind of resist. You see some resistance in her eyes, but she looks down and she just like kind of melts and just gives him a pet.
He's a good boy.
So, thanks for meeting.
She sort of nods. What'd you call me here for?
Well, straight to business, okay.
I love you. Wait, what?
It's a confession.
We're about to fight this dude. Have you heard of the meat man?
A smile slowly forms on her lips. I'm sorry, Luca, what?
He's made of meat. He puts meat into people's ears and then brain
She holds her
controls
hand up
them.
like, stop.
Yeah, I know, gross, right?
Both, multiple things actually at once. I recall you warning me about a figure or some. Do you need my? She like narrows her eyes. Is the mighty Luca asking for me for help?
Glance at the floor. Look at her. Glance at the floor. Yes.
Sort of nods at that.
He's kind of scary. And I invite my friends, but they don't know how to use their animas yet. So you're experienced.
He nods. Fair enough. What do you need help with precisely?
Well, we're gonna go fight him.
Her eyes kind of pop open at that. Fight? What exactly is going on? I got your text and your warning and whatnot, but how serious is this exactly?
Well, it's kind of complicated. There's these 3 anima. I guess they're kind of like gods, maybe.
Nods.
And he's killed 2 of them already.
Slower
his-
nod.
His plan is to use their power to brainwash everyone into creating a perfect society.
Well, that sounds horrible.
I know, right? We tried to tell him that, and he wouldn't listen. So we've resorted to fighting because talking didn't do the trick.
And you need my help.
Yes.
She's smiling the entire time.
We hope not.
While I would love to answer the call on this, how dangerous is this precisely? You're not exactly one to ask for assistance or, well, I understand how great I am, but I know we're not exactly on the best terms. Why me?
Because I know you know what you're doing.
She kind of very, very haughtily like, yeah, I know. That doesn't say anything. It gives a look of like, of course. Tell me more.
We need people with confidence in their abilities.
Sounds like you've come to the right place then. What precisely are we doing? Where's this person? This meat man? Is that the best name you can come up with him?
Yes.
Does he not have a name?
I mean, he probably does, but I don't remember it.
Fair enough.
We're actually gonna lure him into the realm of the third god.
Okay, and where is this third god located?
What's the realms called again? What are the realms called again?
The place is called the Mirage.
Have you ever been to the Mirage?
The boutique?
No, it's like an otherworldly weird door. And emphasis on otherworldly. It's very weird.
I mean, I have been to that mall, Luca, but it's not that weird. You don't get out much, do you?
No, it's not a mall. Look, think of sci-fi or fantasy and think of like this weird glowy place, and that's the Mirage. Where
Slowly nods.
one of the ones we went in, we went up these set of stairs and then down the set of stairs, so the set of stairs was upside down.
She's like leaning across the table and looking in your eyes. You're not on drugs, are you?
Drugs would ruin my baseball career. You know that.
She leans back. Just checking. Alright, fine. Let's say I believe you. Where are we going? Like, precisely, how do you get to this Mirage, the sci-fi fantasy zone of stairs?
We're gonna open up a door.
Looks around. Now?
When did we plan to do this again?
Whenever you want.
Not right now. I just wanted to get your assistance first, and then we'll go meet my brother and uncle and open the door.
Sure. She whips her phone out really quickly and starts click, 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 and she's like kind of going through her apps and whatnot and says, when can I fit you in? Schedule's a little busy.
I mean, the sooner the better.
You tell me, Luca.
How about tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I can do tomorrow at maybe 4:30ish.
Okay, school early, huh? Works for me.
She nods.
Okay.
Where are we meeting? Or is that a secret?
Let's meet at the sandwich shop.
Oh.
Or what's left of the sandwich shop.
Yes, I guess that's more apt. Send apologies to your uncle, by the way. I guess
sure.
I can tell him myself, but all the same.
I mean, it'll be fixed up in no time. My uncle can't have that business down for so long.
Oh, of course. Too many of his fans and all that.
Exactly.
All right, well, is that all?
Yeah.
She looks down at Kit. How'd they let him in? I could bring Rodney.
Kit is otherworldly adorable.
She firmly nods at that. And then, as she does, she waves for one of the waiters to come over and orders up some soup for the two of you.
Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting that.
Fully intending to have this lunch that you set out for her. And we don't need to roleplay the whole thing, but she's amiable. She's not rude during the lunch. You guys kind of just chat about baseball things.
I was about to say, as soon as you start talking about baseball, I'll forget
Yeah.
all my hatred.
Yeah, she more so talking about other teams. Maybe you guys she shit talks some other teams that you guys both don't like. Or
Works for me.
yeah. or some others that they're really like gusty, like, oh, we're gonna get it, and she's like, they literally never win. I don't know why they keep doing this every single year. We both smash them, and then you guys kind of have a laugh over that because your teams fortunately are actually quite fantastic, and the soup also is quite fantastic. You unfortunately cannot determine how much of the meat is or is not in the soup, but probably minimal to none at this point. It's been a while, and to your guys' knowledge, he's no longer on that route. So.
Excellent.
But yes, all the same, you guys finish your soup. You have a stable conversation with Tiffany for once, and she goes to excuse herself. I'm looking at her phone real quick. Tomorrow, 4:30.
Yep.
I'll see you there.
See you there.
And she walks out, but not before giving Kit another pet.
Kit happily accepts.
That boy is irresistible.
That's the point.
Alrighty. During that time, Mario and Tony, you're all just chilling.
Probably.
Okay.
Helping salvage the shop, I guess.
Sounds good.
Fixing it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll say Mario during that time, plenty of customers obviously come by to share their condolences. They absolutely cannot wait for your shop to be back up. They're asking if you have like a like a GoFundMe or like a Kickstarter or anything, any money they can give you to like assist with the shop. And what do you tell them?
I mean, we could, considering Mario can like literally construct buildings with his bread, set up like a temporary small shop or something.
Oh, you can do that.
Like just a little stand outside.
A standwich?
A standwich.
Exactly. We call it the standwich.
You open up a standwich.
The standwich.
The standwich, yes. With amazing marketing supplied by Tony's friends, of course. Great signs, everything's just wonderful. So people come by to be like, oh, this sucks, but hey, standwich. So people are still able to, fortunately, get some of the sandwiches. It's a little harder, obviously, with, unfortunately, your business being so openly exposed like this. Some folk might question where you get sandwiches from, but like there's an area, like your building wasn't completely nuked. There's an area in the back you can kind of go to, but they're not going to question where you get the sandwiches from because they are amazing. They always have been amazing, and people trust you, Mario, because you're just that good. Besides all that, Luca, you reconvene with your friends. I assume you share with them the meeting tomorrow at 4:30 with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Is there anything you guys want to do in the between, or should we just warp straight there?
I mean, I'm good warping.
Okay. Then we shall indeed do that. It is now tomorrow, around 4:20 or so, 4:21. And as you guys, I'll ask the four of you, I guess. Do you get there early, or are we on time?
Which class did I have at 4:30?
History.
I get there early.
What is early
How
for
dare you
Luca?
skip out on history class?
The only history I need to know is baseball history.
Maybe that's what they were teaching.
If that's what they were teaching, I would have been late.
The one day they were teaching baseball history?
That's when you skip it.
Yeah. Except they open with like some boring shit. And you're like, oh yeah, peace, I'm good. And it's like, all right, anyway. That only took 5 seconds to learn. How about baseball history, everyone? I know Luca would love that. Where's Luca?
I would hate my teacher
Oh, no.
forever if they did that to
I
me.
did this just for Luca, and she's not even here. Alrighty. So we'll say yes, you do indeed get there a little early, Luca, and you notice that Tiffany is already there, waiting out. You guys said that it was at the dump, right, or somewhere else?
We were waiting at the food store. I think.
Yes, sandwich shop. You're right. Correct.
Sandwich shop.
So Tiffany is at the sandwich shop before you get there, Luca. Mario's obviously already there. And she was like kind of chit-chatting a bit with Mario. Very happy that he's got this little sandwich and whatnot. And Rodney is currently with her. She's walking him, kind of just chilling there near the front of the shop. She waves as you guys all approach, Victor included.
Wave back.
So, where are we going that's so mysterious?
I'll look at all the boys. What's the plan?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Is that short-term memory?
Well, we can open the door anywhere, so it's probably.
We were
best
gonna
that
do it
we
at
open
the-
somewhere, well, hidden, I guess.
The rat dump.
I mean, I told her to meet us here because it was easy.
Yeah, and then we can take her to the rat dump.
All right.
Tiffany's listening to us refer to it as the red dump.
She keeps hearing rat dump, and her expression is just slowly souring. And then as you guys say it for like the fourth time, she kind of puts her hand out and says, I'm sorry, you keep saying rat dump. Do you literally mean garbage? With rats?
It's not really garbage. It's just there's some rats around there.
All right.
It's a secluded place.
They are very well trained rats, honestly. It's fine.
I'm sure. Lead the way,
They'll
I
be
guess.
fine. And then we go off to rat dump.
All right. We drive over to Rat Dump. And I believe you dropped them out there, right, Mario?
I think I had Tony do it.
You had Tony do it?
Yeah.
Oh, he had to do the deed. You
He
couldn't do
had
yourself.
Luca do it.
All right. Oh, where exactly was this? What, was it a dump or was it just somewhere
I think
kind
it
of
was
off the
like
side?
next to our school or something.
Yeah, it was near the
Yes.
school.
It was near the school. Okay. And as you guys get closer and closer to the school, Tiffany looks to Luke and says, "Oh yes, the Rat Dump. I've been here before."
Yeah.
She kind of like rolls her eyes like, "I'm talking about your school."
Tony is lost on it.
she looks at Tony that Tony got it and goes like, "Okay."
I mean, she isn't wrong. It is literally a dump.
Oh.
Does Luke laugh along like not getting it, or she's laughing like awkward laughing like, "Hey, yeah, right. Good joke."
I mean, it's not the best school.
All right, as you guys arrive, which we just left school, weird. Anyway, we're back, and Luca, you hear some students going like, "Man, that history class was really boring. I wish I skipped.
Yes.
If only I was that cool." And
I am that cool.
exactly, as you guys head about and whatnot, we go to where Tony labeled the rat dump, where the rats are indeed dumped. I would say Tony,
We get
lightly.
greeted in by the rats.
Excellent. There's
Give
a
us
small,
tiny salutes.
yeah, there's a small like army of rats, and they remember Mario. They all kind of line up and give you a unified rat bow. The ones that survived,
no.
of course. There are more, but they are not super clean. I mean, you did clean them. They liked being clean in the Luigi-matic, but they've tried their best to stay naturally clean. These are some strangely
The
nice
cleaner
looking
you are,
rats.
the higher in the hierarchy you are.
Exactly, yeah. The cleanest
Yes,
rats are the
that's
greatest
right.
rats.
Exactly.
So is this near like the dump like behind the school, Tony? Like next to the school, like near a
I can't remember. It was.
There was like a
nearby
shed
the
or
school, I
something.
think.
like a shed? Okay. So
And wasn't it like an empty lot or something?
yeah, do you want to say
Something like
it's closer to like an empty lot or something where like there is some garbage where they can hide, but it's not like a trash dump. It's just
an
like
old decrepit building with like an open
Yeah.
space in the middle, and it just
Yeah.
doesn't get used, so people dump the shit there.
okay, perfect. Yeah, I was more so thinking basically the part of the school where like no one really goes, and there's a dilapidated building that isn't dilapidated enough to be torn down, but no one goes there because it's like it was like an old club or something.
I mean, there
Yeah.
are some like hobos that come there every once in a while to like scavenge and stuff. But,
Okay.
They chill with the rats.
Yeah, they still the rats. Yeah, the rats are
it's
very
usually
cool.
rats.
The rats are very cool. At first they're like, "Ooh, food," and the rats are like, "Yo, no, dude. We can do things." I'm like, oh, okay. They made some rat friends,
Some of them might have adopted a rat for the dancing.
possibly. I would.
It's now an official hobo rat.
These rats sound awesome. I like them.
Pickup size. Yeah.
Alrighty. And as you guys get there, Tiffany initially kind of like, "Ooh, the rats," but then she realizes they're weirdly well behaved, and she's not going to question it because she's seen weirder things. And then looking about, she goes, "All right, where's this mirage you mentioned, Luca?"
We just gotta make a door.
Of course, just make a door. Huh. Well, do I help
You'll
her?
see. It's weirdly easy.
Okay.
You have an anima. Have you never tried, doing things?
I mean, I've tried doing things with it, of course, but not. She kind of pauses and opening doors.
I mean, I put my hand on my hip. Making doors isn't exactly an obvious thing to think of, Tony.
I mean, we did it literally our first try,
Yeah, but it wasn't the first thing we thought of.
It was the second thing we thought of, you're right.
Only because we saw one.
Yeah, and the world is weird, we know that.
Good point.
I mean, I guess it helps that we know that the Mirage exists, but... And that we maxed Victor, I guess, was it?
All right. Well, she seems interested in that statement, and she's kind of just waiting.
Actually, does Victor come with us?
Oh yeah, Victor definitely came with.
Okay.
And she's just standing there with her hand on her hip, just watching.
Relatively simple. You just think about opening a door to. What's the last one actually? The present core anima?
Its name?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's the present one, right?
The last one you guys talked to was called the After.
Yeah, and the one we saw getting killed was the before, I think.
I didn't have a name, it kind of just purported, but that was the assumed name.
I think we asked, right? Yeah.
Why do they always get kaputted?
I don't know.
Why do you do this to them, God?
Alrighty, and waiting, Tiffany's just kind of looking at the four of you to summon this door. So, what do you guys think of? What do you do to get back into the mirage?
Did everyone remember to bring their ritualistic garb and sacrificial offer?
Oh no.
I grab
what?
one of the rats.
It happily jumps into your hand, knowing you would never hurt it.
Oh no. Don't do this to my heart.
Yes.
He nuzzles your palm.
Oh no.
Cheep,
Nuzzle wuzzle.
Cheep, he's
I
on
put him down.
Aw, he's very happy and runs around, and he nuzzles against your ankle. They missed their papa.
There's no
What?
sacrifice today. He's a good boy.
What'd you say, Tony?
I fabricate a ketchup miner. No, I was just making a joke to see how Tiffany would react to that.
Oh, she's kind of watching like, I don't think that what's happening is happening, but I will wait and see. And there's just this odd combination of rats climbing on Mario and him going like, and then Tony summoning a knife, and then unsummoning a knife, and then the rat running around, and she's just really confused.
Perfect.
She's trusting that you guys know what you're talking about because, well,
Yeah, right. then
Kinda
I'll
has
check.
to.
She's the sacrifice.
oh god. Before you slowly turn to her with malice in your eyes.
Start chanting.
The greater good. Ah! Run!
Eat the rich.
Rodney, protect me. Wolf.
Is Rodney even there?
She was walking Rodney, yeah.
I hope not. Oh no, Rodney's gonna go.
We're just gonna have to tie up Rodney and
Like
leave
to
him
say,
with
she
the rats.
brought her normal dog.
She looks to her normal dog. Should I leave Rodney?
Probably.
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 Okay. As you guys are summoning the door,
Sure
she
they
goes.
can play with the rats.
And she goes to like tie him near a tree, so he doesn't really get away. There's some slack, but he's kind of like doing the whole like dog thing with the rats, where he's like ooh, and the rats are like kind of doing it back at him. And then she walks over as Rodney's sort of chilling near the tree. He goes, "All right, well, how's this whole door thing work? Do you need my help? Do I just watch?"
Well, if you want to help, just think about opening a door to the mirage.
Do I need to say anything or chant, or do I just think?
No, just think about it.
Okay. She walks closer to you guys. Despite what she said, she closes her eyes anyway and just kind of starts mumbling to herself a bit after a couple seconds and going. So she's thinking about it more. And as you all do this, a calm sort of flows throughout the area. The chatter from the parking lots sort of fades away. The roar of engines leaving passes. And after silence for a few moments, you feel a thrumming around you. And all around, in all directions, you start hearing clicks and clacks and the turning of knobs. And you all can see it first, but as Tiffany opens her eyes, you see that the building, relatively across the way, the abandoned one, every window and door and opening has formed a spectral lit door that's glowing brightly. The windows nearby, near the school, are also glowing. Almost every possible entrance, the knot in the tree, various lunchboxes and things that were just left, those openings are all glowing. Everything in this whole area just glows at once. And she looks around and goes, "Oh,
A little weird.
Well, that's new.
which one do we go in?"
I'll turn to.
Yes.
Victor.
You turn to who?
To Victor.
You notice as you're turning to Victor, he's turning to you at the same time. I have not seen this before.
No. Do you think it matters which door you take?
I want to say no. And as he says no, all the light from all the doors sort of culminates at once, and they all shoot to a point directly in between the 5 of you. And as they do, a door is slowly formed, almost as if it's being printed out, line by line, just like... And then it finishes. Light glowing around the brim. You can feel a steady hum as the door swings open. In it, though, you do not see a light. You see a dark light. And this dark light is actually emanating from the door, almost muting the glow from the rim.
I guess we go in that one.
Before you can finish your sentence, Luca, you feel an intense pull and are instantly sucked into the door.
Ah!
Before anyone else...
I hate
Yes?
it when they do that.
As you're saying that, you are then instantly sucked into the door. Mario went over his mouth to say something, and Victor could have reached out, and Tiffany goes, "What?" And you guys are all just... And everyone's just pulled in. I do not have a token for her anima. That's fine.
I thought you did.
Nope. I just told you what it looked like. Alright, and as we are pulled through... Oh, a blank gray slate has to load.
Oh no, there's 2 victors.
What are you talking
no.
about? There's only one Victor, don't lie to me.
Killed him.
I killed the man.
Victor's brother. Victor.
Big door.
Big door.
Big door.
Tick 4.
Big door.
Big door. You guys went through a big door.
Big door.
All right. And you guys, once again, tumble through space. You feel your body...
Wait, what?
Pull? You feel your body being pulled at. You feel as you're being pulled to the left, pulled to the right, as if you're being... your flesh is malleable. Everything feels odd and partially comforting, partially sickening at the same time. It's very similar to the very, very, very first time you've entered the garage. And after a moment, there's not really a sensation of falling, it's more of a sensation of being created. And you feel nothing, and then suddenly, after Tony enters the legendary cheat code, you look down to see not your hands, but veins and tendons and the inner workings of your body, covering skeleton, covering bone. You look up your arms, you look to everyone else around you, and you see that everyone else is also pure bone. You cannot speak, or you do not have vocal cords.
Tony is mentally like identifying every single thing to train for his upcoming test. Biology.
It looks like Tiffany wants to scream. She's kind of freaking out and grabbing at herself. And as she does, you see muscle and sinew and everything begin to sort of form across each of you. And your bodies begin to fill out. As they are eventually covered in flesh, you can feel all of your internal organs. None of this is painful, but you feel everything culminate and pull into one, and you feel yourself become who you are, almost as if you are born again.
Tony intently stares at someone forming effectively without their clothes, apparently.
Indeed, yes, you guys are naked for a moment. Preferably not looking at your sister or Mario, I guess.
No, someone in
Obviously
particular.
not.
Yeah. People notice they're naked for a moment, but your guys' clothes do eventually cover you. And you are the same as you were. As if your clothes are, like, immaculate. As if they were brand new. Still form-fitted, though. They feel great. Clean. And behind you all is a sensation.
Oh, by the way, did I see my brother ogling my arch enemy?
Possibly for a moment.
Don't judge.
I'm gonna punch him in the gut
Wow.
when we land.
I'm a teenage boy.
That's rude, brother!
Tiffany's sort of too freaked out to respond to what's going on as she's pointing.
If there is a chance, you take it, Luca. Remember that.
I cross my arms and humph.
She points behind you all as you feel a voice, you feel a presence greet you all.
Oh, this
What's
one
it
looks
say?
different.
Does he look slightly different? I'll throw the art at y'all.
Creepy.
Very handy girl.
Very handy, yes.
Yes.
You see this figure here as she is presented. Inside her floating garb seems to be the galaxy, universe, creation.
And everything. Oh my god.
Exactly.
She's a Time Lord. Oh.
And she looks to each of you and nods. When she speaks, it's as if chimes, laughter of children. That perfect note you hear makes you smile, plays. She says, "Hello. How are we all?"
Your voice is prettier than I was expecting. Hi, how are you? Did I say that out loud?
You go to speak.
Yes, you did.
You hear your voice before you feel your lips move. Things seem somewhat dilated, and she kind of waves her hand over you, Luca, and you almost feel your voice pulled back into you, almost as a fusing of self and something else. She goes, "Sorry about that. You should be able to speak easier now. Hello, Luca."
Hi. You know my name.
"I know all of you.
Alright,
What's-
then you also know what we're doing here, right?
Indeed, I do. You're here to stop a great evil, yes?"
Yes.
Oh. So
That
you know
makes
he's
things
evil
easier,
too,
I
then.
guess.
Does that mean you don't want to die?
Death is not a concept that applies to our kind.
So what happens to the other two now that they've been eaten?
It's complicated, Luca. They're not eaten so much as they are absorbed, taken, their power borrowed.
Can we?
Kind of sounds like being eaten to me, just with extra steps.
She laughs a bit at that.
Basically. Can we uneat them somehow?
Yeah.
Anything is possible. With the right
Sounds like a
strength
yes.
of will, yes. This person, this one you see as evil and wrong, that you fight against, why do you fight?
Because he wants to take away our choices.
So you value
Our
your
freedom.
freedoms.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And she smiles at each of you. And it feels good to see you smile. It's just there's almost like a spring air and the glow of the sun shining upon you. Not too warm, not too cold, just feels nice. It surrounds you. And what will the five of you do about this? To stop this person?
Oh, we're gonna, I guess, try to take away his power first, and if all else fails, then I guess he has to die.
Or we die.
Or we die, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
She nods at that. Understandable. You're all good people,
I would like to think so.
I have seen. And it is so. She looks around and makes eye contact with each of you for a moment.
Oh no.
Yes?
She just said Tiffany was a good person.
Yes, she did.
Oh no. Whatever shall you do?
It tries to comfort you with this horrible bit of information. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I made the right choice in asking her.
Good thing Anthony wasn't here. Or Timothy.
Yes,
Yes.
or potentially others.
Wait,
And
Timothy is a good person? What?
never mind, sounds back. You're clearly wrong. as she looks at each of you, you don't see your deaths. You don't see your past. You see something else, but as you do, it seems to almost fade instantly. Like you're not allowed to remember whatever it is. And she says, "Excellent. So that is how it is to be. Things will land as they will, and all will right itself. Have you any questions before I go?"
Where are you going? We're here to help you. We need you to be here.
She laughs. "Is that your question, Mario?
Sure.
Do you wish to rephrase it?"
God. Oh, God. No?
What exactly was your question again?
Sandwich seller.
I mean, where's she going? Because we're here to kind of protect her.
Okay. She looks at you, Mario, and says, "I am to go where I am needed. I am to go to fill my place. And then all will be right."
Well, that answered literally nothing, but okay.
And then she smiles, looks to Tony and Luca.
My head hurts.
So then, what is your place?
My place is to ensure things are right. On our side, on your side, to ensure a balance. I see beyond. I see what cannot be seen, but what must be seen. And she looks to Luca.
Tony is expecting you to ask something baseball related, by the way.
I
I think
mean,
everyone is.
she's the ghost of the present, so
Apparently
Does-
not.
there's nothing I
She's
want to
beyond.
ask. The what?
The beyond. She's beyond.
She can see that your brain hurts, Luca. And she reaches out to sort of touch your cheek and to stroke your hair for a moment, and your headache begins to wane and go away. You feel nicer and more at ease. It's not a forced feeling, it's just a feeling of intense
You're smarter.
intense comfort.
Like a mom?
Like a mother, yes.
Can I convince Mr. Meatman to play baseball with us?
Oh, God.
She pulls her hand back for a moment and attempts to stifle a laugh. "In another time, maybe, Luca, yes. He might have been more agreeable. Unfortunately, this time in this way, he saw the wrong things. Got too far."
Can we erase his mind and make him start from fresh again?
He smiles at that, and Victor speaks up and asks that question. And then as she nods to Victor, she says, "Yes, Luca. Sorry. Victor, anything's possible. With the right will. If your heart is pure, your intentions are pure. If you want what you want, whatever it may be, you'll have the power to accomplish it. Unfortunately, this does apply to your foil as well."
Look at Kit.
Kit barks.
I want him to be 10 times bigger.
You want Kit to be 10 times bigger?
Yes.
Okay. As you think Kit is 10 times bigger, I won't make it change the token, but actually I think I can. Okay.
Oh, God.
He has like a really deep bark now.
Whoa!
You look to Kit and he grows. Big Kit, big massive Kit, and the Beyond reaches out to pet him. And when Kit barks, it is both adorable and way too damn loud.
I will hop onto his paw and hug his leg.
All right, you hug his leg, and he like
I'll attempt to hug his leg.
since you guys are kind of floating, he like sort of pets you back, or tries
He
to.
licks you with like a
Yeah, he
human-sized
just
tongue.
completely. His tongue is like almost twice as big as you, and he almost eats you, Luca. But Kit loves you and
Calm down, Kit.
and would not do that. You can tell Kit feels slightly uncomfortable at this size and shrinks back down to his normal doggy size. Because he likes being
I want Luigi
he
to
likes
have a
being
tongue.
small and cute. Yeah, Tiffany definitely wanted to touch Big Kit, but as she reached out, he shrunk back to normal size, and then he goes to cuddle next to your ankle, Luca. And Tiffany looks somewhat like,
I'll
"Aw, big
Pick
dog."
him up and squeeze him real tight.
He hugs back with those little doggy paws, and his tail is wagging like crazy. He's doing a happy dog dance.
Seeing that for half a second, Tony thinks about what his dad would look like if he was still a decent human being. And as the ketchup begins to shift, he turns away. No, 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 no.
No.
Can't have that.
Can't have that.
Luigi needs a tongue.
You think that, and Luigi like really tries, but unfortunately cannot produce a tongue. He
Damn you, Luigi.
he really wants. He's trying. He's like, I'm sorry.
It's you, Mario. You don't want Luigi to have a tongue.
He's trying.
Yes, I do.
He's
you
trying
don't
so
want
hard.
it hard enough.
He's trying so hard.
I need it.
Some things are even beyond my comprehension.
I am a 15-year-old girl. My wants are very simple and strong.
You want big dog?
Exactly.
Everyone wanted to pet Big Dog, but he wasn't big enough for long enough, unfortunately. You're also no longer covered in slobber, Luca. Fortunately,
Excellent.
it
The
is
slobber
a
also shrunk.
yeah. Your finger's wet. Like okay. As she looks out to each of you, says, "I assume you're all ready to fulfill your purpose and to follow through with your actions."
Did Tiffany get a question?
Tiffany still looks somewhat shocked. She isn't sure what to ask. Like Lucan doesn't really want to waste her question, so you kind of looked at her and she just kind of, I'd rather not know. Like she's
just ask it anything.
oh my god. She is just staring at
A
like,
free question.
will everything be all right? And the Beyond just sort of nods at that. And Tiffany almost feels like that wasn't an answer for a second, and then she feels that wasn't. She goes, "Okay," and she's like, "Well, it's a bit heavier than I was expecting, Luca."
I mean, I told you it was weird.
Where's this meat person you were talking about?
He'll be here. He can't get in here without us, so he's gonna follow.
Behind you, Luca. The voice speaks out and says, "You are correct."
That was fast.
Yes. Unfortunately, he has already been here for some time.
What? And how did we not notice?
I noticed. He's
Yeah, you notice everything.
He nods. He is both here and not. But currently, my time is with the 5 of you. This is my place. He is to do what he is to do, and you are to do what you will do. And as she says that, you can feel sort of a shift and a breaking down of barriers. And you see her double. She sort of split as if you were to cross your eyes. Looking around, each of you almost resemble the same effect. She's seemingly splitting multiple times as each of you split once, twice, then back to 2, then back to 1. You seem to stabilize as she continues to split. And as she does, you can see multiple versions of her. Some are speaking with you, speaking to other versions of you. One of them looks like it's sort of sleeping. Her arms are limp, her coat closed, the lights are out. And near that figure, it still moves slightly. But all the same, near her, you can see in this other time, this other place, you can see the Meat Man's anima. And then everything sort of fuses into one. And the Beyond you were speaking with changes slightly as the anima jumps off her and is standing next to where you see its blades are drawn. It is covered in this strange ichor, and you notice she has various wounds on her. She's less so looking at him, more so looking at you, almost as if she's ignoring a child pleading for something. And she nods to each of you, and then nods to him. Seems somewhat confused, but he goes to strike at her again. What do you all do?
Bread railgun.
Red railgun.
Jump in the way.
That seems like you do what?
Jump in the way.
You jump in the way. That seems like a proper answer. Was it better if I targeted you guys or your anima? I think it's better to target your anima.
You set that up, husband. You wanted me to jump in the way.
I mean, if you target me, I have health,
This is
so you can actually subtract health from me, I guess.
alrighty. Miss Luca, what precisely do you do? When you say jump in the way, what do you mean?
I mean, what's
Ignore
he targeting her
those.
with?
His blades. His blades are drawn and he's leaping at her. Why didn't I target him? His blades are drawn. He's jumping towards her.
Alright, well, I know knives are dangerous. I'm not that dumb.
So,
Are they though?
Damn.
Are you sure?
Would you do it if she was a friend?
Can I try to move in front and smack the sword away? Can I use my anima power to make 9 possible deflections?
you basically want to jump in and like parry it, block it.
Yeah.
You are more than welcome to try doing that. Let me scoot them back a little bit for a sense of scale and such. But yes, Luca, we can say you dive in to attempt to stop his attack, and he swings a massive blade. And as he does, you intercept it. I'm going to ask you to roll. Holy shit! Okay, did I really?
Did you
That's
just roll
almost
max?
Yep, I almost rolled back.
almost.
All right, excellent.
I hate
Roll me
you.
and roll me actual initiative, everybody.
Actual initiative?
Actual. Well, yeah, I mean, you already rolled.
You roll.
Thank you, good
Yeah,
sir.
I was gonna say.
Yes, I appreciate it. Alrighty. Or yes, combat has
Let's get, like,
indeed
10 to 12.
begun. All right. Unfortunately, yes, the lad did. Did he roll initiative? He did not, but his initiative was flat. Already, yes, he flies forward, but Luca, you are, hey, conveniently, you're at the top of the initiative. Conveniently, you are slightly faster than Bad Attitude, and you are able to block, but his blades are fast. They whip and they cut. And
Oh my god.
another one. How much armor do you have?
Is it 10?
Is it 10 or 12? Your defense should be on your kit.
I think
Wow.
she almost maxed it. I think 10.
Should be close to max, yeah. 10? Okay.
It's 10, yeah.
All right. That is 14 damage. All right. While you are at the top of the initiative, I will say that was a pre-combat action. You block the blade, but at the same time, unfortunately, some of it sneaks by, and you actually see one blade stop your attack, and you see another sneak through, and it slashes through. You can feel it cutting into your flesh, and it hurts, but you know you can fight on. I will say, since that was a reaction, I'll let you guys start with that because he also got to do that. I will just say, top of initiative, Luca, your turn to go. I guess as a reminder, yes, we are.
I haven't used any of my points yet, right?
You use one anima point to use your. We'll say you block some of that damage. Since you did charge in to help. Okay. Well, we'll say some of the damage is blocked.
Nice.
Actually, here let's play 7 block. I'll roll a d9. There you go. That's a little better.
Alright, well, I know if I die, I'm dead, right?
It's half and half. You roll like a d10 or something, and then depending on how it rolls, you just kind of kill it.
If you die in a mirage, do you die in real life?
Exactly.
Maybe.
To make a life death roll, roll a d20. If the result is 11 or higher, you survive at 1 HP. Otherwise, you just die. It is very, very binary.
If it's a what or higher?
If you roll an 11 or higher, you live. If you roll lower, you die. If you have to roll a second time, you instantly die.
Oh dear God. Well, with my rolls, I'm dead.
Basically, you have 50-50 to live or not.
If I toss a net over him, he'll just meet his way through, right?
Yes and no, but they could waste one of his actions. He does technically have a pool of things. You guys have discussed that before. And as a reminder, as long as you don't move, you do indeed have 2 actions per turn. And Luca, you do have decent range, so you don't necessarily have to move unless something's happening under you and forcing you to move.
All right. I'd like to use my inner power to put a net over him.
Okay. Roll me accuracy.
Where'd my sheet go? Come back.
Hey, beautiful. All right. We will say with that. Oh, look how cute it is. It's so small. Yes, the boy is indeed netted. I will say that costs you 1 animal point. That's one of your actions. And then it doesn't do any damage, but it does hold him down. I will say what that does is he'll need to use an action to break out of it. So basically that catcher's net that's supposed to catch all the balls. So when you're practicing pitching and whatnot, it wraps around him. But not only does it wrap around him, it pulls tight. And his blades are actually pulled against him, and they have to actually detract a bit. You see that heart in his chest beats. It's not a real heart; it's literally just painted on his chest, but like it starts pulsing and whatnot. You see it begin to seep a bit as he's attempting to break out of this. So as your second action, you can just attack if you want.
Did you say heart on his chest?
Yes.
Is he covering it?
No, it's pierced by like 3 giant hunks of chunka.
Hunks of what?
That
Chunka.
Can I try to aim for those things?
you may, yes.
Hit him right in the meat.
All right, you hit him right in the meat. That does indeed strike, but it does a paltry amount of damage, unfortunately. Good for you. He cannot move. You strike, and you're not really sure if you hit exactly where you needed to, Luca, but all the same, the creature is bound, and for his turn, he will use his entire action to escape from this net. And that is all he can do for the turn. It takes him quite some time to cut through. You see blades protrude from his body and sort of whip around. You see him try to like ooze his way through, and there's something unique about your net, Luca. You're not really sure what it is, but for some reason he's not able to just cheat his way through it. But yes, he does actually have to spend his whole turn cutting through it 2 times, so he loses both of his actions. Mario.
I'm gonna give everybody bread armor.
All right, excellent. I will say this.
Very important.
If you guys, I will have Victor and Tiffany act at the end of the initiative. If you guys want them to act between your turn to do something, you may instruct that, and I will just have them sort of go.
Right, remind us what they do.
What do I mean?
Remind us what their anima does.
Tiffany can...
Speed, wasn't it?
She can speed, basically, she can speed things up or she can slow things down. Victor's powers are weird. He has like a black smoke. It can cover things. It can debuff. It can not necessarily buff. It can move things. He can sort of move around really quickly if he needs to. It can sort of heal in a way, but more so like temporary. So kind of like a bread armor, basically. But yes, if you're targeting the 3 main heroes, Mario, with your bread armor.
No, everyone.
Everyone. Okay, I'll go ahead and subtract 5 AP from that.
I guess we can ask Victor if he can find out if the actual meat man is inside the anima, or if he's somewhere else.
He's really good at looking for things. That's basically what Victor has been doing. So if you guys want, he can spend basically all of his turns looking, trying to find where this lad is hiding. All right, so everyone has bread armor on them. Basically, whenever damage is rolled against you, we'll roll a d6 and subtract that from the damage. You guys can put debuffs and buffs in your characters, right?
Yeah.
All right, just
Yeah,
go ahead and add a shield for me, just like that.
Actually, generally, I don't see the
A
thing.
holy shield.
There we go. Yeah, if you right-click Tony, that little like man, there should be a
Alright,
little.
we can also do it from the token. That's right.
Yeah. Ah, nice. 5 knockdowns.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes, I do have a Lancer debuffs and buffs on, but if you keep clicking it, it'll keep going up, unfortunately. Yes, each of you now have bread armor. And that is your 1 action, Mario. You have 2.
Now it's time for Luigi Golem.
Now it's time for Luigi Golem. Is this where you summon the golem, or where he become big boy?
Yeah, the trash golem.
All right, guess what? Trash Golem is already here, buddy. Where do you wish to summon him?
Right next to the dude.
Right next to the
below him.
dude. Big
Down here.
old trash golem. Let's say, what was it?
Big
What was
old
his?
Chumbus.
What was his stats though? And it should be a little higher than that. Damn. All right. Cool. Excellent. All right. The trash sort of fuses and turns. You think for a second, Mario, well, there is no trash here. But as you think that, a pile of trash is summoned to the right of where the trash golem would be, and that pile of trash begins to swirl, and you see just this sort of wave of trash begin to just form out of stardust. And all that trash turns and turns. You see cans and just various bits of garbage and bags all culminate, flash, slam up into this big trash golem, and he just kind of like just growls out against the boy, and he is ready. We will say trash golem acts on your normal initiative, Mario. So next turn,
Good boy.
the boy will do his thing. Tony.
I am going to digivolve my Ketchup. He's going to turn into the Ketchup Guardian Angel.
All right.
Oh no.
My.
It'll become life-sized, actual dad-sized,
Excellent.
and he's going to protect his daughter.
Okay. How so?
Basically, he's going to act as like her bodyguard.
And do you want
She
this
can
effect to
control him for all I care.
Okay. Do you want this effect to like eat damage and have you take it, or
That's up to Luca to decide, basically. Either
Okay.
he can substitute her damage or he can give her more defense.
I'm willing to make it do a multitude of things. Either it can eat AP to like take damage. We'll say activating only takes 1. We can say like it'll take AP to like half of whatever the damage is. Obviously that'll make it go down relatively quick if you get hit hard. You can take the damage, or we can just have the damage be reduced by like a d6 or something. But he will just be floating around her.
Basically, yeah.
As your second action, Tony.
Second action, I'm going to do the same thing as Uncle and boost everyone's shield even more.
Okay.
With my
Everyone go
hardened
ahead.
Ketchup.
Go ahead and add a second one of those little shields. Basically, we'll say whenever you get hit, only one of them can get like be used, but the shield will last until it is actually hit. So it shall
And
hold
how much
firm.
AP is that?
5. One for each person. I got you, homie. All right. Bread armor, like ching 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 ching, like mech samurai armor, very very Gundam-esque, is fused to everyone's bodies, and then this nice beautiful paint job of ketchup slathers each of you, and depending on your aesthetic choices, looks pretty dope. You guys have what's it called? I'm trying to think of the word. Decals. Ketchup decals. Congratulations. Alrighty, Victor will sort of
Ketchup has like a weird ketchupy aura of defense around him, like a paladin, basically.
excellent. Victor will piss off as you guys told him to, and he will go look for the meat man. I'll roll stuff for him. And then Tiffany isn't entirely sure what to do. This all kind of happened very, very quickly, but she sees that you guys are very much used to this and kind of, all right, let's do this, girl. And you see her anima pops up. I believe it was called... All right, I know it's called. We haven't seen it in forever.
Mike, cut out your singing, by the way.
That's fine.
It's
Singing-
fine for me.
Singing isn't a noise. Paranoid Android. That was the name.
That's it.
I knew that was close. All right, Paranoid Android is then summoned next to Tiffany, and it gets ready. The first thing it will do, I will go ahead and just roll Luigi's stats for this. That should be basically your stat for her. Yep.
Luigi.
Are you kidding? Okay. Alrighty. This being her first actual combat with an individual such as this, she just kind of, gets ready, and she thinks, I just want a baseball. And she goes, oh shit, I didn't bring anything. But as she thinks that, Stardust forms around her hand and forms a baseball. And she goes, sweet. She chucks this son of a bitch, and it goes flying. It goes hurtling around the trash golem, whirls around Bad Attitude's head, and he goes to kind of stop it. And he's able to deflect the first one. The second one flies off, and it bounces off him. You can tell it didn't do any damage. Luca.
So he whipped my thing off already?
Yes, he's free. Took his whole turn to do so, but he's free.
What are the chances of it working if I tried it again?
You just have to hit 10.
Alright. I'm gonna try another one.
Oh, another net.
Another net.
Okay. I believe that did indeed make it. All right, you cover him in net again. You don't need to roll damage because it's just a net.
I'm rolling damage anyway.
That's perfectly fine. As your
Spite net.
as your second action, he's netted again. Now he's looking to you, Luca, of like, all right, stop.
Are there any other places that look like they'd be good to smack with my baseball bat?
Just kind of in general, he seems to be relatively tanky. After you wrap him in this rope and netting and whatnot, you see his body kind of like, he's like turning and twisting. You can hear popping and sort of like a slushing almost coming from the inside. But you can see his body is just almost as if somebody is inside trying to push their way out. You can see him sort of moving in his teeth like you can see sparks as his teeth are clanging together. They look like two metal doors just closing and slamming into each other. His eye unblinking as it's staring directly at you, Luca. He just looks very uncomfortable at trying to get out. Not necessarily any weak points. Just unga-bunging him is definitely a good idea.
I will attempt to bash him in the brains.
All right, do that. You're good at that. All right, that hits for... There's the damage. All right, that one does substantially more damage than the last strike.
And do you want to add my Catcher Up Guardian Angel damage, or do you want a defense for the next round?
Yes, you can use him as you will.
You said taking off the thing will cost his whole action.
Well, let me think. Okay, so him floating around you every time he does something, it'll cost AP. But as a guardian angel, he can either buff you or
I mean the enemy. Taking off the net.
Removing it as of current. Yes, it takes both of his actions to take it off because you rolled so high on the accuracy.
I'll do damage then.
Okay. Roll me an extra 2d6, and we'll add that on top of what you already did. So, right through the armor. All right, excellent. That's actually a lot for this game.
Subtract the AP.
All right. Indeed.
Is it 1 AP for me or what?
1 for the Kacherib, yes.
All right.
So we'll say your bat is surrounded. Like basically ketchup like emerges from the Kacherib and wraps itself around your bat slowly as you're swinging it and bringing it to crack it across his head. And right before you make contact, this barbed wire forms around it and just smashes across his head, and it shatters as it hits him. Ketchup going everywhere.
And as he does so, he gives like fatherly advice.
Make sure you keep your elbow up, Luca.
Yes, Dad.
Alrighty, and with that, he will again use his turn to escape from the netting, and then he will sort of skitter behind her, trying to move away from you guys.
Yes.
All right, Mario. So we'll say the trash golem takes up one of your actions, but he attacks just like Luigi does, and he's there to just take hits. So you basically made a giant meat shield.
Nice.
And he's hardier now. I give him more HP. He has as much HP as you do. He has no armor, but he has as much HP as you do.
Does the bread armor stay, or do I have to recast it again?
So the bread, we'll say at this level, the bread armor stays until you are hit. So you guys just have 2 layers of quote-unquote armor. You don't need to recast it. At this level, you guys are much stronger.
Is the trash golem ranged, or does he have to smack?
So the trash golem can move and attack without. That can be his one action. He can move and attack.
Okay, well, hey, buddy.
All right, trash golem charges forward. Just roll on Luigi's damage. I probably didn't update the golem.
Give him some punchy punch.
Okay. He goes charging in for an uppercut. That will hit for... All right, unfortunately, you strike him dead in the chest for exactly 0 damage. He completely absorbs the blow.
Ooh. Well, I gotta go with another punchy punch. Going for the throat.
All right, excellent. A second swing, which will strike. All right, it does damage, but unfortunately, not as much as you were hoping for.
Unfortunate.
All right, Tony.
Try it again. Is maintaining the catcher up an action for me?
I will say keeping him active on her, just so because he can free react this. That will be one of your actions. Will just be keeping the catcher function.
Right. Then I have 1 left, and I'll just throw a anvil at the guy, I guess.
Okay. A giant ketchup anvil forms above Bad Attitude. and strikes for. Nice.
That's something.
All right, it crashes across his head, and you can sort of hear a crack, but also this strange, mushy, like. Sounds somewhat disturbing as you sort of hear him just like in the background. He's sharpening his blades as you can no longer see Victor, but you can hear him shout from a distance anyway, and it sounds like he's right next to you. You guys, I've actually been realizing that as you speak and as you say and really do anything, you guys can hear each other as if you were in close proximity, standing directly next to the other.
No need to shout my ears.
And as he says that, he says, I have not been able to find our John, whatever his name was, but there's another one.
No, we actually forgot to reroll initiative.
That's fine. We'll roll initiative for this one. And you sort of see Victor come back, Mario and Tony. There is a black cloud that sort of fades away as Victor moves back a bit and then draws your guys' attention to over yonder, where you can see a second bad attitude strolling towards you all. And Tiffany will prepare her attacks. She'll have two, so just fire and fire. And one will hit. Oh, hello.
Quit stealing my good rolls.
I know, huh?
I need those.
Can I also shout at her to maybe like do a slow time warp bubble around
Around two.
one of them?
Okay, she will consider it for next round. But yes, go ahead and re-roll me initiative. Better. Better. Where are you? Slightly worse, but still hot. All right, Mario, my friend, you are up first.
I want to give him a good old punch once with the
All right.
golem.
Double strike, 4. Excellent, 4 damage.
A little bit.
Damage.
And then... So how big is the Beyond? Very big, I'm assuming?
She is quite large, yes. What is that? 5 down? She's like, yeah, she's taller than obviously she looks because her body keeps going on for quite some time. She's maybe 40 feet tall, 50 feet tall.
Oh god.
She's quite thick now.
She's down with thickness.
Well, I wanted to, like, make a protective bread dome around her or something, so he
Okay.
can't get to her.
Sure. Go ahead and la.
Big old red
dome. Well, yeah, we'll just say there's a bread dome around her, making her harder to hit in general. We'll just add protected to her. Also, as a side note, every time you attack using your anima, make sure you are subtracting 1 AP from your anima, including trash golem and everything, basically. All right, so first strike, you punch the boy in the face. Second, we give her somewhat of a shield. All right, Tony.
Did they also need to reduce it for maintaining the catcher up or only for attacking?
We'll say only when the catcher actually actively does something. So while he's there, nothing. Let's say Luca hits. So this is one nice thing about this. When she hits, you can add to her damage on top of it already piercing the armor, which is basically free damage. So when he chooses to do that, basically on a reaction, when he chooses to do that, that'll cost 1. Floating there, costs nothing.
No, I take it back. Well, obviously I'm gonna keep it active to do that, I guess.
Okay.
Could me and Tiffany do a joint attack for extra damage?
Of course you can.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all give a joint attack, like
Mhm.
literally stack your attack. Which I was actually planning on doing.
I mean, we have a pitcher and a hitter right here.
You do. And on your turn, you can tell her to do something, and she will. You can say you're holding your action for her to pitch, and then you can smack the ball if you want. I'm fully cool with that.
I will use my second action to harden Luca's bat.
Okay. So go ahead and subtract 1 AP from that. We'll say, Luca, when you do hit, we'll just add 1d6 to that.
Okay.
And then you could add another 2d6 from the catcher or something.
E.
And if Tiffany adds something as well.
Then it could be Big Daddy Bonkin. All right, Luca.
Assuming you hit your first one.
Speak of the devil. It is your turn.
Tiffany, give me your fastest pitch.
As you turn, you can actually already see her already smirking as she's starting to wind up.
And I'll take the batter position.
All right, you take the batter position. We'll say you'll use both of your actions to strike at this fool. And as she does that, you can see Paranoid Android behind her preparing more balls to throw at you. Alrighty, and on his turn, you actually notice that there aren't only two. As she sort of moves, you can see smaller ones scurrying over her. They're actually already inside the bread armor. They're small, and they were already there, but they're doing some amount of damage. Probably not very much, as she seems as calm as she was now as she was before. But fortunately, these larger ones aren't able to get to her. And with that, this boy will actually run past Victor straight to Mario.
That's
And he
not
will
very nice.
actually miss his first strike. Second will hit. And you have how much armor?
10.
10? Okay. So roll me a d6. Nice. All right, so that's 7 damage then. All right, so some of your bread armor is broken off as the creature strikes out against you, basically spinning like Sonic as he just drills towards you. You're able to block some of the damage, but unfortunately not all of it. The creature will then turn to the bread golem. We'll say he shares your initiative. Excellent. All right. Swinging 2 times, the trash golem basically separates himself as he goes for a horizontal swipe. The middle of the trash golem just kind of, boop, it just like hops up and the blade just hits air, and he tries again, and the golem just splits again, and then immediately reforms as his blade passes by harmlessly. All right, Victor will now attempt to assist. Shit, that is just shy. Damn it. Really? D10? Yep, okay.
Victor, you suck.
Oh, he's trying his hardest. All right, he summons a black fog around Bad Attitude to attempt to slow him down, but unfortunately he's unable to do so. Tiffany, though, looks towards Luca and perfectly consistent, as Tiffany is. She fires 2 balls directly at you, and the Kacherub scoots out of the way of like, after you.
Eye on the ball.
He knows
Am
he knows
your
this
knees.
shit. Yeah, he knows this shit is coming. Luca,
Elbows up.
are you preparing your stance?
I'm already in stance.
All right, you were full in stance as the Kacherub is giving you nice fatherly advice. Go ahead and make me 2 ranged attacks at Bad Attitude. These balls are hurling towards you.
Okay, am I accuracy and damage or?
Just roll 2 accuracies first.
Oh god.
Okay, so 1 will hit. First, we'll say this. Since one of the balls missed, it'll go flying past. Tiffany was
What?
trying her hardest to make sure you would hit it. You didn't, but it's fine because the ball goes hurtling past anyway and smacks him in the face, which puts him off balance, allowing your second strike to hit. So go ahead and roll that damage. Roll damage 1 time, and then add 3d6 to that.
3.
All right, excellent. And now go ahead and add... Oops. That to it. Holy shit, I rolled really high. Nice.
My rolls.
That's a big juicy boy right there. That is 30 plus 12, right? Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. That is some damage. All right, Luca, as you smash this ball, it goes hurtling towards Bad Attitude, and you see it just shoot through his face. You hear this nasty splorch as it cuts right through his head. And as it does, the one next to Mario fades as it falls over. And it takes a step back, and you start to see its body just twitch and melt and begin to fall as it just melts
Home
to
run!
pieces. And
I was gonna say the catcher was yelling home run.
I'm yelling with it. Home run!
he begins to melt and fall away. You see these smaller little boys within the beyond also begin to fade away. It turns into a pile of mush on the floor.
Yeah, teamwork is the dream work.
And looking about,
Wow.
Vic says, I was unable to find our meat person. Did you get him? As he looks over to Luca, and as you turn, Luca, you see Tiffany's like, yeah, that was sick. Like, she's even looking
Well,
like, hell yeah, you knocked the hell out of the ball.
we just hit the ball through his head, so he's not in there, I hope.
That was too easy. There's no way.
He nods at that, and as Luca says that, the red flag is triggered,
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Phase 2.
as it does, and the Beyond nods to you all and says, good. As things play out, it seems the stage is set.
What stage? What stage?
She looks to you, Luca, and while she has no eyes, there is a reassurance in her face, in her form. And as she sort of, she doesn't bow to you, but she looks down. You see the meat behind you begin to fade. Rashkel kind of waddles backward of Maria. 15 gets a bit closer to you. She's sort of trying to see basically what's happening. Victor moves in as well. And she doesn't move, the Beyond, that is. She just sits there. And as she does, you hear a cracking. And you notice that the little meats around her begin to sort of melt and melt. They're melting into her skin, her exterior. And her colors begin to fade. The lights within her dress fully go out. And she almost turns entirely gray. A lot of the star matter and everything around you guys also begins to fade. It begins to feel dour and drab in here. Dark and just unwelcome. And as it does, you don't see John, but you hear him. And his voice echoes out and says, thank you again for opening the way to the Mirage.
I intensely wish for a door to bring me straight to the real John.
You want for it, but you feel as if your wish has already been answered. You're here. This is the real John. He is here. And he says, oh, Luca, I'm already here. I'm around you. I've always been here.
I stomp the floor?
You stomp the floor and your foot goes through nothing, and you kind of realize you're floating, and now you're suddenly just floating. Neither of your feet are on anything, and you're hovering there in space, in a space of no stars.
Face us, you weirdo!
Oh, I will.
Kick him in imaginary balls.
I have to thank you for, well, having that enlightening discussion with me. It really helped. And, well, after our last encounter, it affirmed my beliefs. I've seen further. I've seen what people are capable of, and I thought there might have been good in some. Maybe they could be changed, but after what, well...
I came here with my arch nemesis to beat you! You're an idiot!
I'm sorry you feel that way, Luca. But seeing what I've seen, I can't turn away now. I feel as if this is my duty. There's more than just our world at stake here, and it needs to be fixed. And as he says that, you can see the meat sort of culminate and move behind the Beyond, and it starts to swirl and turn. You feel not a malicious force, but a powerful force begin to form. And you feel the pressure. You cannot move. It exerts from this place behind her. And you see a crack in space begin to open. And you see light. A blinding, piercing white light. You see a hand begin to push through and open its way and join you in this side, this time, this realm. And as it does, it begins to push and pull, and you can feel a cracking and a crumbling as if there's an earthquake around all of you. There's this cacophony of breaking sound and shockwaves and everything all at once, shaking and rumbling. It's difficult to hear anything. You feel as if your eardrums are going to pop, your head's going to explode, and suddenly, behind her, it arrives.
Oh my god.
And she fades as in pulled into his figure. And you can tell that this is indeed John. He's fused with the 3 core anima. He's fused with his anima. They are all the same. they are all this twisting body.
Sorry, where'd you find that art from?
Yeah, I know, it's cool, right? You see Blade's his entire self is malleable. It turns and twists and forms, and he looks to each of you. You can feel him say, "Well, if we are done here, I believe I can bid you all farewell. I have to thank you again for allowing me into this realm. It made things much, much easier." And the sound is faded. You all can hear again. You're not damaged, but your bodies are physically shaken, something you cannot control. That fades momentarily. After your resolve is firm, you can see this figure before you. What do you do?
I assume I'm bad at it.
Just instantly just run at him?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I follow.
All right.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Excellent.
Are there any weaknesses anywhere?
Define weaknesses.
Is there like an Achilles tendon?
What? Is there an Achilles tendon?
There's
Yeah,
an
I mean
Achilles
he's got
tentacle.
he's got feet, right?
They
Can
are
I-
dangling there, yes. They don't necessarily look like feet per se. Let's see here. Roll me actual initiative. You got a 20?
Apparently.
Damn, hell yeah. Alrighty. Mr. Luigi, roll me actual initiative. There you go. Let's see if it
Why can't I have this luck in D&D, damn it?
because you're rolling more than one dice in this game.
I care more about camera.
Bell curves.
No, it's fine.
They're a thing.
We didn't die in D&D, so it's fine.
We came real close though.
Very. Mario, roll me initiative.
Everyone needs to experience at least one TPK.
Tiffany
Oh, dear
is just standing there. He's not responding at all. He is just kind of waiting, like, holy shit.
Who is?
Tiffany. Victor is standing firm, and he moves forward with you, Luca. You can tell that he is indeed ready for him.
Tiffany, wake up or else he'll brainwash your dog.
All right, you say, okay, he'll brainwash your dog as you say that. That's funny. Okay.
It's halftime.
As you say that, she snaps out of it and begins to move forward. You are indeed first, Luca, as you charge in with your bat, hit beside you. His tails flame to life. He can feel your rage and your anger as you charge forward. The Kacherib also follows.
Not sure what I want to do though. Anyone want to toss out a suggestion while I'm running forward?
Sounded to me like you were just charging into whack.
Just punch him in the face.
I think you should just hit him.
I mean, can I reach his face?
You can
He's-
fly.
Yes, you were effectively flying, so yes. He takes up a massive amount of space, but you can definitely
All right.
hit him.
I wish to smack his face.
All right. Roll to hit. All right, see,
Not like that.
when you said you had luck,
I jinxed myself.
you jinked yourself, exactly.
See, this is why I keep telling you guys, knock on wood.
Yes. You swing 2 times, Luca, and your bat seemingly phases through him as...
What? That was one. I rolled damage by accident.
Oh,
All right,
okay,
that was
sorry.
2.
All right, cool. You were just auto on the damage, aren't you?
Yeah, oh yeah, click, click.
Alrighty,
Best
I mean-
can do is knock on my IKEA desk.
It works. Both of your swings seemingly phase through him. You can sort of hear the squelching of meat as his body pulls away, just like, and then your bat flies through, similar to how the trash golem dodged. Maria,
All right, well, I gotta hit somewhere else then.
did our bird boy say AFK? I didn't catch it.
I
Not that
Don't-
I know.
remember.
I'm not entirely sure. For the time being, we'll say Tony go.
Mario.
Mario?
Ew. Deo. Since the cherub is not active, Tony, I'll say you have your 2 full actions.
2
Since-
entire turns.
Yeah, since this is the end of the round, you're going to get him back anyway. So.
Big enemies require big weapons, I guess.
This is true.
First, I'm going to use my... You know what? Tony is the kind of guy that watches Attack of Titan.
Okay.
He's going to summon mobility gear
All right.
Ooh.
and start zooming.
All right. Tony's got
To,
a case of the zoomies. I will say
Yeah, he
within
uses
reason.
the first action to summon it, and a second action to like tie him to the ground,
Okay.
slow
So-
him down.
Yeah. So this is the like the gas powered gate if the characters move around real quick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I will say you use this, and at this level you guys currently are, I will just let you move within reason for free. So if you ever want to move, reposition your character, you can just do that unless the movement is like really, really wild, then it costs an action.
Tony is still not going to be in melee range for this stuff, so yes, he's going to keep a distance.
Okay, and to
But
attempt
he
to
is
tie
going to
him,
move around.
so to attempt
Yeah,
to tie him
I'm
down,
gonna lock him down.
yeah, roll to accuracy. All right, the spears that fire off seemingly sink into his flesh, but they fall out. His exterior grows loose as if there's nothing to lock onto. And we'll say Mario does the same, attempting to debuff, attempting to hold him down. And unfortunately, both of his attacks also miss.
I guess
Tiffany,
I'll ask Victor if John is still somewhere in there, or if that is John. Like, does he have a weak point?
Tiffany will do the same. Victor will do the same. He'll summon his the Marauder will sort of let out like a gas, and he'll attempt to sort of constrict parts of Bad Attitude, but is unable to do so. Tiffany's trying to slow down, speed up certain parts of his body. Victor turns to you and says, I do believe he is in there, yes. It is... I think that is him. I think he does speak the truth. And back at the top of the order, he looks down to you, Luca, almost pleading. If you could stop, I would prefer not to hurt you all here.
No way.
Please just...
Kiss my bat.
I gave you a choice. I will...
That's right. My choice.
He thinks for a moment. I'll allow you a moment
Gives us a
to
choice.
reconsider.
Nope. Choice made.
All right, with choice made, I'll let you guys keep this current initiative, and you may attack again. But you can tell he will do something next round.
Is there anywhere else I can attack?
I mean, his whole body is available to attack. Unfortunately, nothing's even made contact, even if you were to aim at a specific part of his body.
Is there like a spot where he might be?
You think of anywhere, he's either housed in the chest or in that hole where his head is.
Is that actually a hole?
It's difficult to tell from this distance. He is quite large and he's very far away.
I'm kind of afraid to go in the hole.
Ooh.
Hmm.
An eerie silence fills the air as you think.
All right. I'll just.
The catcher will comfort you wherever you go. I will follow you.
It's just if I go in the hole, he could theoretically crush me with his meat mass.
This is true. I will also say whatever you intend to do, accuracy will still need to strike him unless you're moving somewhere in particular. But if you want, you can just roll both your accuracies, and if you miss, then that basically decides where you went for.
All right. Can I make my bat bigger?
Bigger Batu?
Yeah.
You can indeed do that if you wish. What is the intent for more damage or more accuracy?
Well, accuracy, because I want to hit him square in the chest, and
Okay.
I don't want to miss.
Okay, I'll say that costs 1 AP to attack and 1 AP to increase the bat, so subtract 2.
8.
Can you delay actions in this?
Yeah, she delayed an action to work with Tiffany, basically.
Because otherwise, I don't mind using my actions to give you even more accuracy.
If you want, Luca, you can say you guys are building up for an attack. That's perfectly fine. Tiffany's ready.
Sure.
Okay. Are you basically doing the same thing? Massive bat and then gonna smack him in the face?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, because attack him in the chest.
Yeah, or chest. Basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do the same thing you just did to a smaller for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So you take batting stance as Tiffany. You don't even say anything to her. She immediately takes her pitching stance. She is indeed ready to go. We will say Mario with.
Is she gonna pump up the size of the ball?
Of course, she's no fool. With that, Luigi will attempt to assist Tiffany in the strength of throwing this ball. And then Tony, what are you going to do too?
Turn into another ball dispenser machine thingy?
Yes, yeah. He'll maybe here. Hold up. She'll throw the ball with like all her strength, and using her power to speed it up, it'll go through the trash golem, and he'll speed it up and shoot it out of his mouth. We won't say where it's going in, but all the same, it's going out of his mouth. And it'll go even
somewhere.
hey, welcome back. And as it flies, Luca, you're going to hit it. Tony, how are you going to assist with this?
I'm going to make the ball faster, I guess, more aerodynamic somehow. With like
Push it with ketchup, basically.
aerodynamics, basically.
Okay, excellent. We will say
Give it
we'll
more accuracy.
he is not
Actually,
moving.
can I double dip accuracy at this point, or is that too much? If I
w-
give one to Tiffany and one to Luca.
I will say this accuracy will assist Luca. Basically, you're assisting her with accuracy, so just subtract one from Cherub. I'll subtract one from Luigi, and then you've already subtracted
Yeah, but
yours,
if I
Luca.
use one action on Tiffany on the ball, basically, and one on Luca to.
I'll put it this way. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Luca roll accuracy 2 times and then add them together for one big bat swing, and then same with all the damage. It'll be one big hit, basically. So she'll roll accuracy twice and then add them. And then we'll add, like, from your assistance, we'll add 2d8 on top of that. So, Luca, all those things happen that I just said. It goes hurtling forward. The massive ball comes flying towards you, growing larger and larger as Tony's sort of surrounding it in ketchup and such, and while he's pushing it forward. So you don't need to roll the 2d8s. You do indeed hit. As you crash into the ball, it goes hurtling towards the finale. It goes flying and flying and flying toward his chest. Luca, I want you to roll damage 2 times. Okay, so that is 32. Wait, we're gonna calculators. Okay, that's 32. With the extra speed, roll me. We'll say with everything together, just roll 4 d8s. We'll add that.
D8s.
Those better be max rolls.
Hey!
Hey.
That's close enough.
Alrighty, that's a total of 54 damage. Alright, that goes
Good job, you did 10% health.
hurtling, hurtling forward. And it does an amount of damage. For a moment, he's actually surprised. It does strike him in the chest. He's unable to dodge it. He attempts to, but he's actually unable to move his body and his mass quick enough, and the ball strikes him in the chest. And he pauses for a moment, but you can tell that barely did anything at all. Like, at all. As opposed to if that were to strike his other form, that would have taken his health down by maybe half. And he looks down at you, Luca. And you can see and feel pity. And he just thinks, I'm sorry it had to be this way. I was hoping there was something else. Another ending. And as he says that, Luca, he raises his arm, and he goes to swing down at you. How much defense do you have?
Ouch. 10.
Alright, roll me 1d6. For the bread armor.
Nice.
Great. Alright, you'll swing again. Alright, even with the bread armor. Even with Daddy. The massive arm coming down, Luca, will indeed flatten you. Roll me
No.
a flat d20.
D20 or 10?
D20, just flat d20.
That's a 12.
You can click the little thing in the corner. Alright. Unfortunately, Kit tries to jump in the way, Luca, to protect you from the second attack. The Kacherub attempts to do the same. But unfortunately, they're too slow. And as they do, both Luca and Kit are wiped. As he moves his hand away, you no longer see Kit or Luca. And then he looks to the rest of you.
I went out with a glare, by the way.
Defiantly.
Yes. But I went out swinging. I was swinging when I went out.
Tiffany is looking forward like, holy shit, what? Mario, what do you do? You lose Mario again? Rising happy birthday. Tony.
Tony is disbelief and rage incarnate at the moment. He wills the catcher up to be massive.
Okay.
Kaiju fight.
Boy gets thick.
And he just starts wailing at the bad attitude, basically.
All right. As the Kacherub begins to wail and attack, he's seemingly ignoring it. As at the end of his turn, he turns attention to you, Tony.
I
And
will yell at the catcher up to just eat him.
swinging 2 times at you, Tony. What's your defense? 10?
I think it's 8 or something.
8? Okay. Unfortunately, with that...
It's 6 even.
Oh, God. As the
Yeah.
Kacherub strikes out, attempting to defend you, his friend, his son, you two are wiped out.
Oh no.
But as he raises his hand, you live. Just barely. Tony, standing on your last leg, you look up at this creature in defiance, refusing to go down. And you feel a sense of something. You don't know what it is. Your mind is rattling. You feel as if everything is just coming undone. You see him quickly do the same to both Victor and Tiffany. They're unable to stop him. Mr. Mario, are you here? All right, I'll temporarily take that.
Hello?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Are you disconnecting or?
No, my headset is just eating shit,
Oh, that's unfortunate. If
and I don't know why.
Okay, if you say something we can't hear it, just type, and we'll know that you aren't being attacked by your birds.
Oh no, because like it just shuts off. I can't hear anything.
Oh, we can't hear
What
either. That
happens?
sucks.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and I don't know what's causing it.
That's super annoying. Well, you can hear now. So, what do you wish to do? You saw Tony just got swiped to the side, and he appeared. He basically got smashed from here to here, and he is at 1. The Kacherub instantly flew to you, Tony, to defend you. His arms are wrapped around you.
I'm also no
currently
more.
inside the catcher's belly.
Yes.
Well, it looks like it's time for big boy fight, so I'm gonna try to make Luigi bigger.
All right. You attempt to make Luigi bigger. He absorbs the trash golem.
Big boy.
Luigi does the same. He gets big. He gets real big. And what does he do?
He's gonna try to eat this dude.
All right, tries to eat this dude. Roll me accuracy twice.
Wait, real quick. First,
Yes.
I'm gonna, while Luigi tries to eat him, I'm gonna run over here and throw Tony the carbuncle.
Okay.
A whole carbuncle.
All right, Tony, you catch the carbuncle. All right, roll me accuracy twice. We'll add them together.
I'm just dying. It's fine. I'm dead, actually.
All right. Your move will just barely hit. Roll me damage twice. Alrighty. As you move forward, you go to strike at the beast. Luigi opens his mouth as wide as he can. He grows and grows until he can grow no more. And Bad Attitude puts his hand out, as if to stop Luigi, knowing he can just flick him from existence. But Luigi's a bit of a fighter, and as he just like jump, goes flying at Bad Attitude, he actually takes a chunk out of his hand, and he pulls back in pain, confusion, and he looks at it, and you can see part of him is just sort of fading away, almost as if pixels or sand are just streaming off of Bad Finale. And he will then turn his ire towards you, striking twice. For unfortunately,
You should have kept the carbuncle, you idiot.
Mario, roll me a flat d20. All right,
Oh,
you
nice.
live, my friend. We're at 1. And again, Mario, in defiance, just like your nephew, you
I
live.
need to reroll thing, actually.
I'll have, go ahead and reroll initiative to you. And we'll just see if you go before him.
Terrible.
All right, we'll say you said, ties go to you guys. All right, Mario, do you say or do anything before Bad Attitude gets his next turn?
Nope, I'm just gonna. I wanna.
I mean,
I
I
don't think
can give you
it hurts.
something, but you would need to know it. I can't do anything right now, so that's too bad.
Mario's just too angry to
Actually,
say
no, can
anything,
I
so it's
throw
munchin' time.
something to him, or
Your turn will go after Bad Attitude.
too bad?
He's basically just trying to eat the core anima off of him, if that's even a a thing.
Sure, do the same thing you did last time. Roll accuracy dice and damage dice. All right, that will indeed hit for. All right, and again, he tries to move away this time, knowing what Luigi is weirdly capable of, but no core anima in sight just yet. You see more of him fading away as he sort of whips his hand, and you see some star matter sort of form around his hand, and he looks at it as it reforms, and he grips it, looking down at you and says, "Please, you're forcing my hand. I don't want to do this." He turns to swing at Mario. And as he does, his paws rake out towards Mario, and he's no more. Then turns to Tony and does the same. And looking around, you have the carbuncle, but for some reason it doesn't activate. For whatever.
Wow.
You're not sure why.
Plot
And
twist, how dare you?
For a moment,
I just want to die.
and for a moment, you see nothing. You're wiped away. And all goes silent. But oddly enough, you can still see and hear Bad Attitude. You can hear him talking to himself, reassuring himself that everything will be okay, that what he's doing is correct and right, and what needs to happen.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
And
He's
as
just like
Tony
yog
thinks.
me.
as he does that, you realize, Tony, you can still think for some reason. You should be dead. You definitely should be dead. You know you should be dead. Luca, you thought as well, and yes, you should also be dead, but you are not. During this time, while you guys are still holding on, your final level, 10, you can increase one anima stat and one character stat by 1. Please do so.
Anima and
One,
myself?
correct. One anima and one character stat will go by 1 while you were thinking.
I'm going to max my dexterity, I think.
All right?
Alright, well, I don't need range because I swing a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm. And if that impacts any of their stats, please update those as well.
Oh, yeah. Defense would raise my health, right?
No, HP increases your HP, but 24 is max, which you are currently max HP.
So defense raises, the damage I take, right?
Defense reduces the damage you take, yeah. So going from D10 to D12, that you have maximum damage reduction.
Do I feel smarter?
You have been smarting quite a bit, I will say. Dexterity will obviously increase your initiative, which every turn, obviously.
Yeah, I think 10 initiative is fine.
Okay.
I will go smarter.
You will go smarter, I agree. This is a good decision. You hate this headset, I'm sorry.
I'll
I
increase my
have leveled
defense.
up.
You have indeed leveled up. So if you didn't hear level, you can include full
Hello.
1 and hey.
Hello.
All right, I was typing that. Sorry, Mario, you level one final time. You are now level 10.
Oh boy.
You may increase.
Level you and Luigi.
Yes, you may add 1 stat to you and 1 stat to Luigi. And all you guys have max HP as of current. Realistically, the only thing that would really help is speed or defense, going to a D12, maximum damage reduction, or maximum speed in combat. One or the other.
But regained our health?
Hmm?
Did you say we regained our health?
No, not yet.
No.
And as you are in this void, the state of nothing, you don't see your friends around you. You don't see anything around you.
I'm a ghost and I'm, can I see Bad Attitude?
You can feel Bad Attitude. You can feel he's still there. But beyond him, you can feel something else. You can feel the others. And
Fuck yeah, I'm a ghost. Now I'm gonna hunt that guy.
I
the
know,
spooky
right?
kind.
you can see the other 3 anima that he swallowed. And you noticed Tony, Mario, and Luca. Oh, I'm moving. That they're around you. They surround you, like so. And you can only feel Bad Attitude in the distance. And you look at the 3 of them, and they nod approvingly at you. And the Beyond repeats, but you don't hear what she says, you feel what she says. You see what the after showed you, you see other visions of yourself, other yous and other timelines. You can feel the strength of the earth and the strength of elements, the strength of rebirth, the strength of birth, the strength of who you are, your convictions. You've held strong this entire time. All three of you, you do what you do, and you see in other timelines, other yous also hold true to these convictions. They are different, but they are still you, down to your core. The actual Tony, the actual Mario, and the Luca. You are who you are. And Beyond looks to you and says, what will happen, will happen. And this is supposed to happen. Children, please, stay strong. And as she says that, you feel a burst of power. This burst of power brings you beyond what you were before. Something different. Something entirely you, but not you. As you look around, you can see your allies, you can see your family. You see portals opening around you, but nothing comes through yet. You feel good, though. Initially, yes, you're all healed to full. But not just that. You're stronger. You're much stronger. You are substantially stronger now. When you turn to your anima, it will take its final form, its strongest form. Tony, what do you see in the Kachero?
He actually turns into that image of a good dad I had at some point.
Okay. You
so
see,
like well spoken, and he's like a righteous defender paladin, basically.
hell yeah. His armor changes, his visage changes. He's more appealing to look at, but he's still himself. He's still your father. This is the father that you know you could have had, and maybe in a few years, maybe 10, you don't know. This is the father you can have. Any future, any possibility is available to you. You just need to want it enough. He needs to want it enough. Maybe he needs the love of his family, the love of someone else. You're not entirely sure. Maybe he lost his way, but you can always find your way back. Luca, when you look to Kit, what do you say?
Well, I actually kind of figured Kit was like a baby fox.
Okay.
So I see a mature, fierce, regal fox.
Okay. Does he like look the same as in like colors and everything?
Yes.
Excellent. Does he grow? And does like the flames, or what does he gain?
Oh,
Yeah.
he definitely grows.
Okay.
And he's definitely all fiery now.
All right. Excellent. All right. Kit howls with a fury and with power. You can feel a strength within him. Mario, when you look to Luigi, what do you see?
Luigi finally has a tongue.
Yes, he does. Luigi looks around and you can see him chomp, 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 and you can hear a strange splorching, wet
Ew. Did you have to
sound.
use that word?
Yes, I did. It sounds quite moist, if you will.
Oh, love.
As you can hear gurgling down from within, he's like, and then you see this tongue just like licky tongue just shoot out of his mouth, just rolls out, and he's like,
I'm actually imagining Gigamax Gengar.
yes, yeah, basically.
Yes.
And he just like lets the tongue just whip, and it is wet. It is shooting basically like acid everywhere, and it burns everything and nothing. You guys are perfectly safe, of course. And then he rolls the tongue back up, and it kind of like you know when dogs derp and their like tongue just kind of sticking to the side of their mouth. That basically. But you know Mario, he's got some power inside.
So cute.
He's just currently keeping it within. Besides his new tongue, does he look any different?
He's a little smaller, actually.
He's a little smaller.
His trash bag isn't as bursted.
All right, excellent. So does he look cleaner?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. He's space trash now.
Oh no.
Excellent. Yes. Oh god. Super Gengar is basically like yeah, come ride in me, children. Just step inside. Who knows where you'll end up. The three of you then see each other as your anima grow closer to you. You feel this is indeed their final form. You feel powered by the connections you've made with others, with each other, and with the world around you. Going forward, any ability you use will not cost you any AP. You noticed I increased your accuracy and damage to reflect all of your achievements, and this will only increase as the battle goes on.
Oh my.
You see around you Victor, see Tiffany, and they're fine. They're confused, but they're fine. And then around them, as you all look about you, you see what seems to be the zone beyond Bad Attitude, where he came from. And your bodies move through it naturally. It just feels right. You see him sort of discussing something with himself, but all the same you move through this barrier. And he turns to you, and he sees the three of you. And even in this form, he can tilt his head and look and say, "What? You're supposed to be gone."
It's time for round 2.
It is indeed time for round 2.
Intermission is over.
Indeed. And when you say that, you feel light around you. And I won't add them, I'll add you guys. Oh god, his token's so big, his initiative button is like hiding in the corner. Oh my god.
He's thick.
He's thick though. Oh, I didn't change your initiative, I'm sorry. Here, for this round, you guys can change your own stats. Copy paste your initiative into where it was.
What do you mean?
So for Luca, I'll do it for you. Not for Luca, I lied. Kit, sorry. Where it says 3d12 plus 3. Copy paste that into initiatives. When it rolls, it'll roll 3d12. Basically.
It won't just roll it?
No, I'm updating her. But your guys' initiative is actually pretty spicy, and that rolled decently. Holy mother of shit. Okay. Basically, roll that one. 3d12 plus 3. Nice. You come back feeling stronger. You roll your new one, Mr. Tony? No, go, yeah, go and roll it. Holy shit, this mouse needs to go. Oh my god.
Nice. 2 net ones.
I'm scrolling down and it's scrolling up and I want to scream.
Oh, I forgot to add the +3 to that.
I added it manually, don't worry. Yeah, I got you, dog. I got you, dog. And the three of you come out stronger than before. More confident. And now we enter the final battle. Mario, you're up first. Your power is unbound. You feel stronger than before. Effectively, anything you can imagine with your sandwich abilities are available to you. Luigi can do anything. He has a tongue.
Oh my god.
What say you, good sir?
Extendo tongue.
Extendo tongue is activated. As Luigi moves into position.
That was terrible.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that was indeed terrible. The tongue
Extendo
does
tongue.
extendo, and the first one misses, as he expected. The second does and strikes him. He is confused again. I can't feel pain. I can't take damage. You can almost feel his thoughts invoked through his movement and his momentum. Luca.
Can I do a giant ×9 flaming baseball bat?
Giant ×9 flaming baseball bat. That sounds pretty spicy to me. I'm going to say yes. Also, this is the playlist I'm using. On a side note, it is just epic boss music. Yes. Go for it, dear.
Damage ×2?
Just roll accuracy 2 times and then roll damage 2 times. Just to speed things up. Okay. Unfortunately, none of those actually will hit. So you...
I'm sorry, 18 and 19 doesn't hit?
You need to hit 20. For now. Luca, you swing out the gates. Huge, just poof, poof. But the creature, having been struck by Luigi, is... Well, he's on the defense now, and he puts his arm up, and he is able to block both of your moves, Luca. You noticed before, though, that he would just mold around you. This time, no, he entirely stopped you. But he had to stop you this time, is something that you notice. Once again, looking a bit confused, he will turn to you specifically, Luca, and he will swing out at you.
He still hits like a mother.
He does still hit like a mother, but fortunately, you now have 240 HP.
What?
I said you feel stronger than before.
Oh, dear God.
And as he strikes you, he moves his hand away cockily, knowing that you will be gone, Luca. But no, you are not just still there, you're holding quite firm.
I give him an evil grin.
He will turn now to swing at Mario. And striking you. Sorry, what was your defense, good sir? 10? Hey, that makes math easy,
It's a 12
baby.
now. Oh, wait. Is it a 10?
Oh,
I
it's
changed it to a 12.
Oh, you changed it to 12? That is
Oh, no,
perfectly
I
fine.
changed my speed.
Gotcha. No worries. Alrighty. He will strike you, and once again, assuming you to be a paste, but you are not. Tony.
Tony is gonna rub his hands together and say, "All right, let's try something new we've added to our D&D game this week."
Oh, no.
As he summons a
He's very
giant
confused.
ketchup dreadnought, Warhammer 40k dreadnought from the
Oh my god.
ketchup one, and unleashes a salvo at him. Twice.
Alright. Excellent. Oh, so you can actually just roll directly on the cherub. I have updated your stats accordingly. Those actually do both hit, though.
Oh wait, that's fine. No, that's That's fine. I just changed my macros weirdly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you click directly on Cherub, I have boosted the boy. He's a boosted bonobo. Those will strike those. You can
just 40-12 though.
Yes, that for next round it will be 40-12.
Oh, okay.
So go ahead and roll damage for this round 2 times. All right, we'll ignore the fact that one of them rolled really low. So you do initially feel that while you are stronger, he is somewhat beyond you for now. Go ahead and re-roll me initiative. You feel faster this time. And as you do, you feel stronger.
I feel slower.
Unfortunately, you feel slightly slower, but you feel on average you should normally be faster. Luca. Luca.
All I know how to do is hit.
No, I
so-
mean roll initiative.
Oh.
You're faster now. AKA harder to freaking hit, and you rolled a 31. Alrighty. You are up first. This is strange. He's noticing you guys are actually zipping around the battlefield. He's expecting to go first, but is not.
Can I do a massive sized net?
A massive... Sure.
Done.
Just roll accuracy. Alright, roll damage. This net is barbed.
Ooh.
Alright. Unfortunately, that doesn't do enough damage, but you will confine him for now. He's actually going to act between your turns now. That will prevent that from happening. You may attack. He is currently held, and will need to use his between action to escape. You will hit for
Baseball bat.
baseball bat indeed. When you do swing, Kit is behind you, helping, pushing your bat forward and striking. Tony. He's slowly breaking out of the net. After your turn, he will be free.
I'm gonna send the Ketchup paladin after him.
All right, he charges in, a light and a much more attractive...
Yes. I'm going
Visage.
to use one action to attack with him and the other action to give him a lot of damage.
Okay.
He's going to radiate Ketchup Emperor powers.
Sure. Well, I'll say
Apparently.
roll accuracy once, and then roll damage twice. And we'll just add them together, and it'll go through his armor.
Assuming I hit.
Assuming you hit. Which you did!
I
Hey!
think
The
I
gamble was worth it. You hit by a lot. And we'll just add these together. I can't do quick math. How much is that? It is 56?
46, 56, yes.
Yes. Brain hurt. Brain hurty. Why brain hurty, though? Okay. There we go. All right. You charge in, and what does the attack look like exactly? What kind of weapons does he have?
he pulls out a sword which extends until, well, forever basically.
Okay. All right. This
It radiates ketchup-y radiance.
excellent. This massive ketchup sword of light. It refracts all the light around it. It almost bringing it in just to strike through him. And as it does, all light is extinguished for but a moment. And then all light is brought back into the blade of the Kacherb, passing through Bad Attitude, Finale. And you can see it on the other side of him. And he has not only taken damage, but his defenses have been completely stripped. Something is wrong. Something is horribly, horribly wrong after that attack. Mario.
You know, like the, I don't even know what they're called. Here, I'll just send you a picture.
Sure.
The weird, like, ceiling gate things that they use in Naruto. Like those things.
Oh, I know those are called, yes.
Yeah, those. I want to
Except
just
bread?
drop those on. Yeah, except bread.
Except bread, okay.
I want to drop those on his head.
What are they called? The Tengu Gates or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot.
Tengu Gates?
Something like that, yeah. All right, just roll me accuracy to hold this boy down. Okay. Also roll me damage, because this is a massive bread gate slamming down. Normally he'd be able to either avoid or stop some of this damage, but
Torii
he is...
Gates.
Torii gates, there we go, yeah. He's unable to do so as a massive Torii gate made of bread crashes down on Bad Attitude, and you can see him pushing up, and as he is, you may make a follow-up attack, Mr. Luigi.
I just want more of them.
More of them. All right, more Torii gates, go. All right, this next Torii gate will strike.
Alright, I must find a bread-related Torii Gate pun.
Excellent, excellent. All right, and as you strike out against him, you feel stronger and stronger. You feel as if something is boosting you, and as all this is happening, you see him begin to look around, and he attempts to get up, and he breaks through one Torii gate, and he breaks through the other, wasting his entire turn doing this. The net is still somewhat around him, but he's starting to pull it off, and you see him scratching at the space around him, beginning to open portal after portal. You can tell he's actually trying to get back to our world, bring his anima powers there. You don't know what his intentions are, but he's trying to get there desperately. Please re-roll me initiative. You should be very fast this time. All right. Here, I'm going to ask for initiative. Just say what it is. Luca. Tony.
50.
Luigi.
47.
Alrighty. Y'all are fast as shit, though.
Big
Alrighty.
Hume.
Tony, starting up. What do you do?
He is moving around quickly, you said, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna stop that
Okay.
by encasing him in like a giant ketchup block, I guess.
All right. Massive ketchup block, attempting to hold him in place. Successfully.
Hey, you're giving me a target.
Yes, and I'm
Indeed.
gonna also spike him alive with the massive ketchup gate.
All right, excellent. Roll me damage, and we'll say that's all just one. That's your whole action. The gate holds him in place, and then as the gate holds him in place, he attempts to writhe and move and attempt to get out, and he starts to sneak through. You see him sort of meeting his way through, but as he does, the gate just grows briars and spikes like 10, 20, 30 feet long, just shoot out and jut into each all over. It covers his entire body just with holes, and you can hear him, so you can hear and feel him scream. And as he does, these gates begin to open and open and open. And at the end of his turn, you can see his arms writhe out, and he begins to whip and whip and whip. But unfortunately, as of current, he is unable to make contact with you, unfortunately. Mario.
It's time for Manchin.
All right, time for Manchin.
Luigi's just gonna start eating him.
All right, just roll me damage 2 times.
You can eat the entire cell if you want.
All right, Luigi just jumps onto Bad Attitude. He starts eating him. He just starts going it down. Bad Attitude doesn't notice this because Luigi is actually smaller and he's more compact, and he's just munching away. Luca, while he is being consumed, what do you do?
Baseball bat to the head. Times 9.
Times 9.
Supersized.
Go, go,
times
go.
fiery.
Go, go, go. Fire, fire, fire. You got the touch.
4.
You got the power. What is that? 97 damage?
Oh my god.
I think that is indeed 97 damage. All right.
These rolls are so funny.
These yes. We're hitting that wonderful curve. At the end of your turn, he will lash out, attempting to strike out at the three of you. All right, do any of these match? All right, they will match up to...
Technically can hit me, I guess.
They'll match up to various folk. All right, we'll say the 50, the bottom one, will hit you. His tendrils will shoot outward. They are covered in spike. They are covered in meat. They're gross. They're long, and they strike you. You feel as if a blow of this caliber would have turned you to dust before, but not this time. I will not ask you to re-roll initiative, as you guys are so fast, there is no way you can be under him. And as you notice, you see the portals open, and figures are pulled through, both into this world and... and into the other. You can see your friend, Greta, with Sugar Rush. You see your friend, Naomi. You see tumbling towers next to it. They look confused. They were in the middle of the game. They were talking. They were doing something. You're not entirely sure. It's all quite confusing as of current. You see Kim. You see Timothy. Vanderberg is holding a teacup. He was probably drinking or doing something before, and he looks incredibly confused. You see Everett, the boy that you allowed to live. You see your friends. You see Chet. You see Eric. And you see Leonard. And weirdly enough, Leonard is ready. You don't know why, but he has his little Rubik's Cube prepared. And Mario, you see like 5 small doors open behind you, and all these rats come piling in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Led,
My only friends.
led by 2 specific rats.
My baby.
One is your baby, one is not your baby. 2, well, you have one baby. You have the Uno baby.
Who's the other baby?
Well, he has 2 specific babies. What were their names? Jesse and James, I believe, right?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Jesse and James were the 2 smaller rats. And then what was yours? Do you remember?
No.
Oh, you don't remember. Ferdinand.
How
Ferdinand.
dare you.
Ferdinand. Okay, you see Ferdinand, and not only is he walking in, he is like standing on one of those bouncy balls, like the circus folk do, and he's like da, 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 as you trained him, Luca.
That's my baby.
And he is riding in, and everyone is just all types of confused, but they see what's in front of them, and they know what they must do, and they know what must be done. And everyone prepares to assist you. We'll just keep the same initiative order. Tony. I will say this. You may ask your friends to assist you if you think it sounds really cool. Their power will help you here.
Okay, we can't think of that real
More
fast,
so than
though.
that, I'm just going to give everyone a portion of my strength.
All right. Everyone gains a portion of your strength, and you can feel everyone growing. And those that weren't attuned to the anima, you feel being just dosed up in this area, dosed up here at the core where everything resides, where all the power is. They all become stronger. Unknowingly, you feel everyone spark. Those that had anima grow stronger. Those that do not instantly spark to life. And thanks to Tony, everyone is now much, much stronger. All right, Mario, I will no longer ask you to roll for accuracy. Just hit this son of a bitch. If you wish to.
I want to look at how many rats are there?
All the rats you saved, plus the mommy and
All
daddy
of
rat
them?
of Jesse and James. Yes, they've all
Oh,
arrived,
boy.
and they are ready. They're
They've
fueled.
all grown 4
yes.
sizes.
There also should be some new additions to the family now, right?
Indeed, that's why I said there's a lot. You drop them off in Ratsville, and they grew, and they do what rats do, and now there's more rats.
It's
You
actually
train them to
Ratopolis
do
now.
this.
You're not wrong. I want to make like giant rat mech suits made out of bread.
Okay, wonderful. So
I
the
have
rats.
evolved into
begin-
Skaven, actually.
Yes, yeah, exactly. They all jump into their bread mech suits, and all these rats just rush bad attitude, and they like bread blades and like bread machine guns. They're shooting little baguettes at him and whatnot, little sliders, and they're just striking him as he's oh my god, he's trying to stop it, and he like waves his arm. Go ahead and roll me damage 2 times, Mr. Sir.
Spicy.
Very spicy. And you notice that a massive chunk is taken out of him as he attempts to cease and stop that attack. Luca. I'll also say no more 2 actions, just one big cool thing, and it can be and I don't care. Just one big awesome thing. So you don't need to worry about accuracy.
Can I wave my arms at my BFF so they automatically know what I want?
They know.
Okay, I want Sugar Rush to slime him in Marshmallow.
All right, he does that.
And I want Mr. President to amp up my bat along with my fire amp.
All right, Mr. President shocks over to you and covers you in lightning.
And then Tumbling Tower, I'm not quite sure.
Tumbling Tower is looking cool. Tumbling Tower rushes over to Sugar Rush, and Sugar Rush jumps on top of Tumbling Tower, and they have more range now. And Noemi's like, I'm helping! All right, and what are you doing, Luca, specifically? Just damage?
The same. I only know how to hit.
Okay, roll damage 2 times. That's accuracy. All right.
It's the same roll.
It is, technically. All right, and again, are you whacking with your bat?
Yep.
All right, your bat is aflame, and it strikes.
And electrified.
And electrified. Strikes with a righteous fury. All right, only 2 of his attacks will hit. He feels weaker and weaker with each iteration. Steve Vanderberg, the massive black flag ship is summoned, and his little heartless boys is just like, and they start jumping around. You see cannon fire assaulting the right side of Bad Attitude, and just damage and damage and damage. And Everett, doing whatever it does, just surrounds him in poison and just begins to cover him in this acid. Leonard begins to sort of twist and turn this little machination. He starts just making like small mechs, like little Gundams, and they all start rushing at Bad Attitude. Except they're like on cars, so they're like riding as like little skates. And then he makes some transformers. He makes as many like old mechs shit he can, and they're just going and going and going and going and going, flying at Bad Attitude. Mr. Tony, what do you do?
Gonna have to make the end spectacular, of course.
Excellent. Aaron's going crazy with crafting as Luigi is just slowly going up Bad Attitude.
Yeah,
he's consumed his entire arm at this point, by the way.
Tony is going to mega evolve the catcher up to his final state one more time.
Okay.
Literally turning him into the embodiment of the Emperor.
All right, perfect.
And just swing attack twice.
All right, he's just going nuts. This massive holy blade. The lightning from Mr. President is arcing up into the Kacherib, just powering him further and further and further. And just an immense amount of damage as the Kacherib charges forward and just begins chopping and chopping Bad Attitude. He holds his hand out to attempt to stop you, but unfortunately he's unable to do so. He will strike back, and you will take a little small amount of damage, but unfortunately it is not enough to actually matter. You can feel that the Kacherib is strong as they are both met in mortal combat. Mario, what do you do? Just eating? Are you staying on the eating track? If your mic died, Luca, you may go. Everything is mic died.
Can I have Kit increase in size and bite his leg?
How big? Like that?
Yeah. And then try to wiggle him like a dog toy?
All right, yes. They will. Your friends will dive out of the way, considering he is held down by Sugar Rush. Kit will rush in and latch onto his leg and start gnawing and gnawing and gnawing and biting and biting and biting away at him. And while he is held down, Luca, you run up the back of your friend and just smack him across the head.
Yes.
Just give him a nice whack. All right, roll me some damage.
×2.
Yep. Roll it up. Beautiful. Alrighty. He screams, enough. Can't you just tell I'm trying to fix all of you? I just want to make things better. Why? Why? And you can actually hear some anger in his voice for once. And now that we're coming to the end, he strikes out and strikes out and strikes out, but it's not enough. Your friends, your allies, everyone has surrounded you to assist. And fortunately for you, but unfortunately for him, you brought backup. You brought a lot of backup. And with that, the three of you, Mario, Tony, Luca, one final attack to take out Bad Attitude. What will you do? His body is writhing. Tentacles, more and more tentacles. They no longer look like that sleek black and red chitinous, however you say that, form as before. They're meatier, they're melting. His whole body is falling apart. His armor is just withering away. struggling just to hold on to his form.
Smack.
Just smack?
I mean, is there anyone I can smack with?
You have everyone here. Y'all can do one big final smash. What will it be?
One big final smash.
Okay, Tony?
I will look at my friends and we'll all nod in unison and summon the biggest villain we have ever created.
Which is?
The Angry Goose.
The Angry Goose from Goose Game?
The Angry Goose. Yes.
All right, the Goose from Goose Game in all of its glory is summoned in ketchup form, and it takes the final form of actual Goose. Does anyone ride the Goose, or does the Goose ride alone?
We all ride it.
We all ride the Goose, because hell yeah, we do. Mario, is your mic active?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, what do you do, my friend?
All right. So I want. This requires Luca.
Okay.
I want Luigi's gonna jump at Luca and be as ball-shaped as he can.
Ooh,
And wait
okay.
for you to hit him. And then after you hit him towards that attitude, he's gonna grow and grow and grow and just eat a giant chunk out of him. Like
Alrighty.
right through the middle of him.
Do it.
This is
All
the
right.
plan for me.
All this happens. You guys ride the giant battle goose as you charge towards Bad Attitude. His tendrils fly out and they rip your skin. You can tell this is his final, most desperate attack. He pays no attention to all the allies that you brought in. This feels personal now. All of your allies boost you as you move in further and further and further. The goose going faster and faster, and you notice that he has like jetpacks on him now from Leonard. He's got like a nitrous system. He's got a little spoiler. Timothy is using his like spinning discs to speed the goose up. You notice Tiffany is like bending time around him. He goes faster and faster, and black dust and such is swirling around the goose and pushing him forward. His wings shoot out like a phoenix, and this like black flame is now shooting off behind him as the goose just as it goes flying forward. And Luigi, flying towards Luca, you take your swing and you crack right into the goose has a massive bat instead of a knife. Wonderful. You crack into Luigi, consensually, of course, and Luigi goes hurling towards Bad Attitude. The Cherub dips his blade into the chest of Bad Attitude and rips up, and you can see light pour out from his chest as he screams in pain, shoves his hands into his chest, attempting to reconstitute himself. You can see himself, he's flowing into himself at this point, like a liquid. His entire body just makes no sense anymore. It's like non-Euclidean and whatnot. He's just in and out. He's almost like 4D. It's hard just to look at him. Kit actually makes off with one of his legs as Kit falls down. He's being pulled up further and further and further away from you all as Luigi gets closer and closer and closer as he goes hurtling towards Bad Attitude. Mario's intention was for Luigi to bite a hole in his chest, but Luigi is hungry. Luigi is very hungry as he grows and grows and grows.
Can my fire set the inside of his
Oh my
mouth
God.
on fire?
The what?
Can I set the inside of his mouth on fire?
Yes. As you do that, Luigi's massive tongue flies out and begins just like whirlwinding as his mouth opens and opens and opens and opens, and Luigi just like expando, and he goes flying towards Bad Attitude. And in one sweep, he grows, consumes all of him,
Oh.
and lands on the other side.
Nice. That can be a lot of sandwiches later. Or a new
They'll be-
building.
They'll be cooked because I wanted to turn Luigi into a combustion, whatever.
That's fine.
Combustion.
There'll be meatball subs.
Meatball sauce, perfect.
Excellent. Luigi lands, and
Meatballs.
you see for a second, Luigi looks kind of full, having eaten like the mass of the universe. And
Only
he
a little
burps.
full, though.
Yeah, he burps and some stars come out.
Nice.
Anything in there that isn't trash? I ask Luigi.
He just, and as he does, you see three lights sort of float outwards from him. And as they do, you can feel the three core anima are back in their place, back where they belong. And you can feel a thanks from them. In the center of this space, you see a man. You see a pathetic, sad man. You thought he could force the world to change around him. His anima gone. Yes. His anima gone. His powers gone. Eaten and stripped away by all of it.
I'm gonna put my hands on my hips and say, "You need some baseball therapy, sir."
You does Kit shrink back down?
No.
Okay, Kit's still
Ketchup
big.
will just stand over him and say, "I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed."
Oh, that hurts. Oh, he actually winces at that. And he looks broken. He looks actually defeated. He's bleeding. You see parts of his body are missing. His left leg is just completely gone. It almost looks as if his anima, this fusion, whatever it was, ate into him. It almost looks like he's covered head to toe and just burns, like acid burns, that haven't completely healed.
Is he dying?
His skin shines. He doesn't look dead now. He can look up at each of you. His lack of anything noticeable now changed. Scarred now. You would never miss this man if you were to see him on the side of the road or anywhere. And he looks up to each of you and just says nothing. There's a mixture of just anger and frustration in his face, almost as if to ask, why? I was there. Why? The three of you.
Looking at you now, I wouldn't exactly be happy if you ruled over us anyway.
He hangs his head at that. He is breathing heavily. And you can tell that he's out of power. This is it. This is the end for John. He might not die, but he is very much hurt. Whatever fusion, whatever he attempted to do, no human should attempt to do. His body cannot handle it. Now that all the power, all the strength has been pulled away from him, he is just like anyone else, just a man. And by himself. He is alone. What do the three of you decide?
I mean, we didn't want to kill him. Is there a place for bad anima users, like a prison rehab center?
Probably not.
Anima jail.
Victor?
As you say that, Victor walks up and says, not currently, no. If we were to leave him here in the Mirage, assuming things were to be fixed, they would not most likely, they would kill him. If you trust me, I could take him and we could make one.
That sounds good.
With my powers, I could definitely hold him in place.
He's
I
too
don't think
crazy to be let back
he's,
into society.
Well, he needs some rehab, but I don't think he's any danger anymore at this point.
Correct. I believe you stripped everything from him. But we could attempt to rehabilitate. Less a prison and more help. And as he says that, John just thinks that he's just completely.
See that? We're willing to do more for you than you're willing to do for us.
He kind of actually laughs at that. This think would end like this. So be it. And he just remains silent. Iteration. You hear a lot of confused chatter and such in the background.
Yeah. What are you girls doing here?
As you rush over to them, you actually feel yourselves being pulled from the spaces. You do not belong here. You should not be here. It is not stable. And you're all pulled back to our time, to our place.
To the rat dump.
The
Back
the
on
bunch
Earth.
of nerds are just looking at the massive Warhammer 40k dreadnoughts flying in the air.
Everyone is like super, super happy for a moment, but unfortunately, a lot of those
Moss
powers
gets jealous and turns into a tiny one.
they begin to fade, feeling some of the power let loose and let free. The three of you retain most of your power, but your friends, you can tell that they'll have to retrain and get there again. You can kind of tell that Mass is not quite listening to Leonard like it was a second ago. She's like more, do more, and it's not. He's like, oh, come on, man. You guys are all essentially dumped off at the rat park, if you will. And everybody looks massively confused, but your girlfriends are happily jumping with you. They're super excited. They have no idea why they were brought there, but all the same, just like, what? And you see everyone around you. Everyone is here. except for one.
Who's the one?
The one person that has been missing for quite some time.
And Hearth.
But as you guys return to your side,
I mean, we were pretty sure she got eaten, right?
yes, you notice that one door is open still. And as the light pours from the door, so does another person. And you see Anne Hart walk through one of the doors. She looks confused, not sure why she's here, and she looks around a bit. She walks up to your group. We'll say that Victor kind of has gone in his own way. And she looks about... I can hear the bird now. She's looking about with like, where am I?
The rat dump.
Hmm.
Where were you?
She kind of smirks. I think I died.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, I guess that fits.
And she looks around a bit and says, "School looks familiar. It didn't look like this when I went here, though."
Wait, she's not the one who fought us in the school grounds, is she?
She is.
It is.
Wait, she went to our school, but she ruined our baseball field?
As you look at her, Luca, you can tell
Yes,
this is...
She disappeared.
This is a different...
We've been looking for her.
This is Anne Hart, but it's a different Anne Hart. From another time, from another place. As you see her, you notice her hair is a little bit longer, her fashion sense is slightly off. And she actually has a small scar on her cheek you didn't recognize before.
Wait. What year is it?
She says this is the correct year. So it's like about 2015 or whatever year it is.
Why does she look so weird?
You get the feeling that she is literally from a different time. The other Lucas, the other Marios, and everyone you saw. They...
An alternate dimension?
Potentially, yes.
Oh, great. That means we did actually die. The alternate us.
You ponder this for a moment.
My head starts to hurt. I'm alive. I don't care.
You still feel like the same you. The three of you look the same as you remember? Question mark. But you still should be you. You are who you are.
My BFFs.
Everyone's hugging you, and they don't notice anything. They don't recognize
Tiffany is
anything.
suddenly weirdly nice to you.
They're all I know, right?
Oh,
They're all
no.
super happy.
We can't have that.
That's too different. No one likes that. All right, and I will say in this finale, yes,
Oh, and real quick.
yes,
I suddenly remember Tiffany. Tiffany,
she
do
very
you want a hug too?
tiredly walks over. She's like, I don't give a shit. Come here. That was too weird.
Group hug.
Yeah, Tiffany comes in and gives you a very awkward hug, and Rodney follows along.
That was some excellent pitching, by the way.
And she lets the hug go a little early. Slightly awkward, not really comfortable with that. And she just kind of, I mean, what else could you expect from me, honestly?
Right.
So what time is it currently? Or I assume it is basically. Is it late night?
You look around and it is late. It is very dark. You would presume it is past midnight.
Tony is suddenly very hungry.
A lot of people feel hungry. You hear everyone's stomachs sort of growl in unison. They all look to Mario.
Party at Uncle's!
I declare impromptu movie night.
What does Mario
Woo!
say?
What's the movie?
Well, I guess we gotta go pick out a movie.
Tiffany, you can come too if you want.
Well, it's probably gonna be Ava.
Okay. We'll watch all the Avas.
I mean, it has kaiju, it has depression. It's the same exactly.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
Everyone will like it. If you don't, you're wrong. All right, cool. So everyone heads over to Mario's to have it. That's a lot of people to have. Steven follows you for whatever reason, and Timothy's like looks kind of excited, but at the same time he's like, whatever. I guess I'll go. Everett does not come. He just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna piss off somewhere else. But all the same,
acts like he doesn't want to go, but he doesn't really want to go.
Definitely, he's like, well, I, mean, I guess if everyone else is going, it's free food. Mario's got pretty good food, so yeah, might as well. Don't give a shit, man. Victor will temporarily do what he will with John, and then he will join you guys later. So we can skip to the epilogue. And I'll ask each of you what you would think. So, starting with Mr. Mario, is your mic work?
I don't know, is it?
I can hear you, yes.
Quick, tell us before it stops working.
Alrighty. Mr. Sir,
How is he supposed to do that?
where does... All right, tell us when your mic stops working. Okay.
No, I said tell us before his mic starts. I mean, tell us the answer to the
Yeah.
question before his mic stops working.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Mario. Where do you end up in X number of years? What happens to Mario? What are your plans in life?
Well, he's got to keep running the sandwich shop for at least another 30 years.
Hell yeah.
At least. And after that, I don't know. I feel like he would probably just find some large plot of land just out in the middle of nowhere
Okay.
and just build a massive mansion.
Okay. And would you live off the land, or would you just be like isolation, basically?
I
Is it
live
going
off
to
of
be weirdly
Luigi.
named Luigi's Mansion?
Of course it is.
Perfect. I love
That
it.
was the point.
Hell yeah, I love it. Alrighty. Tony, how about you? What happens with your life?
After he graduates, he is going to move out, basically.
Okay.
He found a pretty good job. I have no idea what it is currently. Who cares?
Sure.
And he is going to give the ultimatum to his dad to, basically give him the image that he had in his wallet, and to look deep into himself and tell him if he's truly happy. And I'm just gonna walk out,
Ooh, I like that.
and you can decide what happens to Dad.
Okay.
Dad dies.
That's
Dun,
that's
dun, dun.
that's way too sad. All right, Luca.
And of course, Luca can visit my place that I now have apparently whenever she wants.
Excellent.
Yay!
Or Luigi's mansion.
Or
And,
Luigi's Mansion.
All right. Is it Luigi's mansion or Mario's mansion?
It's Luigi's mansion.
Damn, poor Mario.
Luigi made it.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, and Luca. How about you? Your relationship with your father, and where do you end up?
I went to college.
On a scholarship,
miracle.
obviously, because of
Yes,
being
and
a
then I
baseball all-star.
And then I joined
Actually-
the National League.
Actually, before that,
And then you marry Tiffany. Wait.
Luca
No.
Luca planned on getting in on a scholarship, but you actually studied hard. You studied this whole arc, this whole campaign. So you
Yes.
actually got in on merits alone. Luca's actually much smarter than she was before. So while you could have gotten in based on purely on your skill of baseball, you actually have been studying this entire time. So I will say, no, your good grades got you into college, and also you're amazing at baseball. So
I did it.
they want you because you're great.
All right, and then I joined the national team, and I joined the national team with Greta.
Greta, okay.
Yes.
Only because I'm interested. Does Tiffany end up with a Haikyuu situation, or is she still not on your team?
I mean, that'd be fun.
Okay, so you like your college team ends up having Tiffany as your pitcher.
Yeah.
That'd be cute. Okay,
I mean, if I actually got into a good school for grades, then yeah.
that's fair. That's fair. And how about old dad?
Old dad.
Yeah. So Tony already
That's
said
up to
what.
you.
Yeah, Tony said what he did.
Did you move out before I was old enough to move out too?
Probably. I mean, how old do you need to be to move out technically?
Technically 18.
Whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean,
technically 18 though. I think it's real hard to
you can get guardianship from someone
anything.
else, I think.
You can, yeah. It's basically if your parent cares, then it's harder. But as we established,
You can move
Well-
into Luigi's mansion.
I guess I would have seen if
Eventually.
Dad changed at all.
okay.
So that depends. If he changed even a little, then I'd probably reach out to encourage it further.
Okay.
If not, then I'll just stop talking to him too.
Okay. Well, we'll say when Tony kind of gave that ultimatum, you notice your dad was just an angry person. He was always angry, blaming everyone around him. It was never his fault. Just anger. Everything around him was not. It was his problem, but it wasn't his problem because of him. Everyone around him sucked. He's the good one. Why does all these bad things keep happening to me? But his son coming to him and actually standing up and saying this thing made him stop. Luca, you notice he was angrier after that, much angrier. But his drinking slowed down. He stopped to actually think for a moment of like, why did my son say this to me? And you noticed him having like a moment of lucidity. and you decided to say something. You decided to help, we'll say. And in this moment, you did notice a change in your father. Maybe it's not the world trying to get him. Maybe he can be that change. Maybe it's the way he's looking at things. Otherwise, why would my children act this way? Why don't I care? What's wrong? What happened? Maybe nothing happened. Maybe just, I don't know, but I need to think about it. And while he didn't say a lot of this out loud, you heard some drunken mumbling. You noticed something clicked. He threw away all his alcohol, tried to quit smoking, took a little longer, but, can't all change in one night.
Of course not. This is a slow burn.
Slow burn. But you did notice over the years he was trying his hardest. Still angry, still yelled a little too much, but he would stop for a moment and be like, all right, hold up, stop. If I want to have a relationship with my kids, Tony moved out the second he could. What does that say about me as a father? And he used that as a basis to change. And I won't say how long it took him to change, but Tony and Luca, he tried. And he's still trying. And he will try to be, maybe it's too late. Depends how you guys feel about that. But
Well, I always send him free tickets to my baseball games.
okay, that helped. Maybe he thought when you moved out, Luca, you were like Tony, scratching at the door, waiting to get out. Just ready to kick that door in and just leave.
I mean, I kind of was, but only because I like life.
Of course. But maybe he thought, that's it. My kids are just going to leave. And that's it. I screwed up. That's my legacy. Awesome. And I got the shitty pizza shop. But no, you send him things. Tony, did you send him anything? Did you try to communicate with your dad?
Assuming he changed, I guess I would have invited him over.
And the fact that the two of you did this, you reached out to him, made him, once again, rethink his life. Rethink, maybe the world isn't out to get me. Maybe I made my own bad luck. If you want to put it that way. And yeah, Luca, he went to your games. Tony, he'd answer your letters. When you invited him out, he would come out. And you did notice a changed man, a better man. A man that wishes he could have always been this person. He wasn't, and he does regret that. But don't spend time on regrets. Change, be a better person, and live as that. And over time, yes, your father changed. Before we wrap this up, anything else the three of you want to add?
My crush with, what's his face go?
If you don't know his name,
Didn't go very well.
didn't go very well, did it?
You never even met him.
You didn't even. You looked at him. Maybe you realized it was a silly high school crush because you forgot his name.
Wait, who are you talking about? There's nobody in our school called that.
I met a really great guy in college who also loves baseball.
Excellent. And I guess to bring that back to Tony on the topic of that, did you confess or attempt to confess to any of the ladies? I know you had your eye
I would
on.
have waited it out a bit to see if she was actually serious.
Mhm.
And then
To
I
Greta?
probably would have asked her out on a date or something.
Greta was very serious.
The big serious.
Yes,
yes.
we're gonna go to the hotspot.
Yeah. And we'll say she accepted. Maybe that almost that touch of death kind of reoriented and reorganized the way you guys see life and whatnot. And it's like, you know what? Too short. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Your friends had no idea what the hell happened, why they were pulled there, but it felt scary and felt dangerous. And while y'all won, felt very touch and go there for a while. So yes, she kind of broke out of her shell even more. So did you. And it's like, y'all hooked up. But
And eventually she moved in there. How far in the future is this actually?
As far as you want to go, I guess.
Yeah,
I
sure.
mean, Mario said like 20, 30 years later. So realistically, as far this is your guys' epilogue. If you want to say you have a relationship with her, I am totally cool with that.
80 years later, Tony realizes, oh fuck, I haven't aged a day. I'm immortal now.
I'm made of stars. Oops.
Oh no.
Maybe I am the ketchup golem.
Oh no. And Katerv's like, oh shit, he knows. He's
I
fake.
mean, the ketchup has actually started looking better now as well, since I have a better image of
Oh,
that.
God. My fan canon is that actually all three characters did die, and then Luigi and the Kacherub just formed three golems to make them think they were them, and then implanted. No, I'm kidding.
Ah, yes.
I'm sorry.
Wills
but-
made manifest.
But yes, the Kacherub looks better. Luigi looks more sleek, and Kit looks as adorable or as fearsome as he wants to look. As you do. But yes, with that,
As far as Leonard and Kim goes, by the way, like, Leonard is awkward as fuck.
as you do.
So it was always one of those like weird relationship that wasn't technically a relationship, maybe.
Yeah.
Until the both of them were in like college or university.
That's fair. When
Then
you finally
things
grow
got
into
more
yourself.
serious, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they actually matured and got more time for, well, things.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like that. And we'll leave the fate of John unknown.
Works for me.
Who knows what happened? Victor will try his best. Maybe you guys visit every once in a while to see how his anime prison's
I mean,
going.
I
but-
assume Victor
I
still
visit
shows
him
up to
every
our.
year.
Oh, no, Victor does, but John, he's trying to rehab John or talk to John or do what he can. But it's difficult.
Do you actually join Steven Vandenberg's business, Seth? Or Mario, technically?
Yeah.
Do you
Sure.
start do you start supplying him the food and become like stupid rich?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, why not? That makes sense.
Actually, yeah. Then I probably wouldn't be running the shop for like 30 years then if I got super rich off of that. It'd probably be like, I don't know, 5.
I mean,
That's
you could
fair.
always run the shop just for the joy of it.
I mean, potentially our dad would show up and apologize to you, and you might
Maybe.
feel to
Oh yeah, potentially.
give him the shop or something. Give him a second chance, so to speak.
Yeah, I can see that.
Teach him how to make sandwiches.
Yeah. Oh god, make him actually cook.
Oh no.
Actually, teach him the recipe,
Yeah,
Dear
and
God.
teach him
the family
sandwich
recipe.
Teach him the real family recipe.
This is how you make food, idiot. Oh, okay.
Oh.
You see, you do not substitute the pepperoni with cardboard.
Ooh.
You don't piss in it.
But it's cheaper.
Ah.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, with all that, we shall leave our epilogue there. And thanks for playing, everybody. That was super, super fun. And everyone who joined for our journey, thank you as well. We shall switch to a new system or a new something next week. I have a couple things planned, and of course, all of us can discuss that, whatever we're in the mood for, etc., etc. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated. I love you too, Bird. I love you too.
Yes.
Oh no.
So cute.
All right. Once again, everyone, thank you for